Hello, everyone. Can you all hear me in the chat? Let me know if you can hear me good before we get started. Hello, Renee. Hey, Shayna. Hello, Jess, Trisha, Tamika, Marian. Hello. How are you guys? Let me know if you guys can hear me. Perfect. Thank you, Jess. How are you guys? How's your afternoon going? This is my first time doing an afternoon webinar. I'm really excited because I did a little poll on my stories maybe like a month ago. And I asked if anybody would show up for a afternoon webinar. So here we are. I'm very excited. Where are you guys tuning in from? Let me know in the chat. Where are you at? Where are you located? I am in St. Louis, Missouri near St. Louis, Missouri for those of you who don't know. Hi, Daisha. So far, so good. I'm on lunch. Yes. Yeah, I was like, let's do a lunchtime webinar and see how it goes. Houston, New York, Maryland, South Florida. Okay, San Diego, Mobile, Alabama, Baltimore. Okay. What's up, guys? Well, I know that most of you guys are on lunch or on a little break, or maybe you're sitting at a desk right now. Let me know in the chat if you're like full blown at work with some earphones in your ear. I don't want to hold too much of your time. I have a quick little presentation for you guys that I hope will be really impactful and that will help you to just generally speak and understand where you could likely improve and ultimately how you can make some more money before the end of the year and ultimately into the new year as well. So let's see. We got Belleville. Oh, you where I am. Montego Bay, Atlanta. Charlotte. Ashley says she's at work with her earphones. Ebony said, me. Okay, girl, period. I'm not mad at it. You got to get your information how you can get it, So let me figure out how to share my screen here, and then we are going to get started. Let's see. Will this work? Let us pray. Okay. Can you guys see my screen? Let me know if you can see it. I'm going to make it big so that I can see it as well. And I'm actually going to tune in from my phone just so that I can follow along with you guys in the chat because I'm not going to be able to see the chat. I'm pretty sure while I'm live at my desk. Okay, girl. Yes. Listen, ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay, perfect. Y'all can see it. Okay, let me turn my volume down because I'm going to tune in too. At my desk. Ghetto. Okay, there we go. Let me make this big and we will get started. All right, there we go. Oh, I can see the chat. Okay, we're good. Let me tune out of this. I don't need to be on here twice. Okay, perfect. So today we're going to talk about 5 steps to make 6 figures no matter what you sell. I wanted to throw that no matter what you sell in there because my audience consists of people who sell everything under the sun. They sell clothes, shoes, accessories, candles, cookies, literally cupcakes, so on and so forth. It does not matter what you sell. The things that we're going to talk about today apply to everybody, whether you sell a physical product or a digital product or a service. All of these things apply. So I hope that you find value in what we're going to talk about today. And of course, if you have any questions, let me know. Okay. So today, in the next 60 to 90 minutes, hopefully like 60, we'll find out. In the next 60 to 90 minutes, I'm going to tell you exactly why your business isn't growing if you feel like it's not growing. Number 2, I'm going to share the 5 key strategies that every business needs no matter what they sell. And 3, I'm going to help you increase your sales and hopefully your confidence. I'm very big on increasing people's confidence in decision making because we make a lot of decisions as business owners. And so it's really important to me, and I hope to you, that you feel confident in the actions that you're taking, the money that you're spending, the time that you're spending, so on and so forth in your efforts to grow your business. Okay. So big question, $100,000. Have you made $100,000 yet? So give me a 1 in the chat if you've made $100,000. It doesn't have to be in a year. It could be collectively across the duration of time. And give me a 2 if you have not made $100,000 just yet. I am a master at teaching people how to make $100,000. I always say it's one of the easiest things that I can teach people how to make. Once I did it once, I was like, oh, I could do this over and over and over and over again. And the things that we're going to talk about today are literally the things that I learned to master. They're the reason that I'm able to make six figures at the blink of an eye, honestly, because it's not that hard. So I hope that you walk away feeling like it's not that hard. I can actually do this and feeling confident that you can do this. All right, we got mostly twos. No worries. I hope again that you walk away feeling a lot more confident. So a big question that I want you to ask yourself is, are you okay with going another year without making some real money? Now, I don't know what your own definition of real money is. It may be $100,000. It may be making the money back that you already put into the business. It may be making $50,000. It may be matching your salary from your current job, so on and so forth. Everybody has to decide for themselves what real money is. And ironically, that number is going to grow every single year, especially once you start to make money. So like I said, once I figured out how to make $100,000, I was like, oh, $100,000 is not enough. Like, I want to make more and I want to make it faster. So every day I talk to someone who has, started their business before I did, started their business at the same time that I did. And they're often confused about why or how I have been able to grow as fast as I have, or how I've been able to accomplish the things that I have in the duration of time that I have been able to do that. And again, the things we're going to talk about today are literally the things that I had to learn to be able to make this money in this manner and at this rate. Okay. So give me a hand. Just drop the numbers in the chat. Which of these is you? So number one, you've been in business for years and your business bank account is basically empty. Number two, you're posting consistently, but feel like you're getting nowhere. Number three, you're getting decent website traffic, but the sales just aren't adding up. Number four, you have email subscribers, but they don't open or buy from your emails. And number five, we got six. Number five, you only get sales when you launch new arrivals or when you have a sale. And number six, your customers rarely ever come back to shop with you. Let me know which of these, maybe there are multiple of these apply to you right now. Now, I've had my fair share of, coaching conversations. Y'all know I have my coaching program. So I know what the girls' big issues are. I know. And I know because I've also been there before. So you ain't got to sugarcoat for me. And you ain't got to pretend that you got it all figured out. That's not what we're here for. We're here for honesty. We're here for conversation. And we're here for making sure that we are accomplishing the things that we want to accomplish. And I want you to be honest with yourself, like me aside. Yes, I'm the one asking the question, but be honest with yourself. Am I actually making money? Are these emails actually converting? Are the people who are buying from me actually, in fact, coming back and buying from me again? Or do I have a bunch of one-time customers, I see a lot of ones, 2 and 4. I see some 4s. 1 and 4 seem to be pretty big. So business in business for years, very little money in the bank account, and email subscribers, but they are not opening or buying from your emails. I see a couple of 5. So you're getting sales with new arrivals or a sale, but not too regularly without them. Okay. I've heard these ones a lot. So let's break these 6 things down first before we hop into the nitty-gritty of today's lesson. Okay. So starting with number 1, you've been in business for years and your business bank account is basically empty. I want to tell you why these things are actually probably the case. Okay. So this likely means that you've gone years not knowing what to do to make money and to keep money. So think about it. You've been buying inventory. You've been investing in ads. You've been investing in photo shoots, so on and so forth. To you feel like you've been doing the things that you're supposed to be doing. But if they are not actually putting money in your bank account and allowing you to actually see money stacking up in your bank account, this in all actuality means that you don't know how to make money. You don't actually know how to keep the money that you make or keep that money coming in. Because in all actuality, if you knew what it took, you would have done it, and you would have done it over and over again. So like I said, when I finally figured out what it took to make $100,000, in all actuality, I was just doing the same things over and over again. There wasn't a lot of difference in my activity. I found a strategy that worked really well for my business and I kept at it. And ultimately my sales kept growing. So if you find yourself constantly bouncing back and forth between this strategy and that strategy, and you're listening to this person say do this and this person say do that, and you feel like you're like on this hamster wheel, always doing things, but no money is coming, you don't in fact know what you should do to make money. So you've likely continued to spend money that you really didn't have. And now your cash is staring at you in unsold inventory. So the girls who've worked with me for a while, y'all know I love to equate inventory to cash. It's cash. You have to sell inventory to make cash. And so if the inventory is not moving, your cash is collecting dust. And we need to figure out how to get that cash back. We need to figure out how to at least put that money back into the bank account and give you a fresh start. Okay. So being able to make money, and more importantly, being able to fill your bank account with money, it requires strategy. It requires intention. And that's okay, because we're going to figure out how to get you some strategy up in here. Okay. Number 2, you're posting consistently, but feel like you're getting nowhere. This is likely because you don't have a brand strategy. So there's no rhyme or reason why you post what you post. Having a brand strategy literally gives you the answer of what to post and what to post about and what to say. You are literally clarifying what your brand is, what it's about, what it talks about, what it doesn't talk about, so on and so forth. So when you tell yourself, like, I post about my products all the time, you posting about your products is not the same as you having a brand strategy, and it's not the same as you having a marketing strategy. It's you trying to desperately make a sale. And you can't make a sale without, or make sales consistently, shall I say, without having a clear brand strategy and without having clear marketing strategies. You also may not know who your target audience is, or maybe you do, but you don't know how to create content to attract them. The biggest component of our ability to grow a business is first and foremost learning how to attract the people that we would like to attract consistently. So again, if you're bouncing back and forth between one strategy and the next, and you really don't have any consistency in what you do and how you do it, you cannot expect to consistently attract the people that you desire to attract to your business. Right now, you may have a posting schedule, but that does not equate to having a content strategy or social media strategy. So a social media strategy is all about knowing how the platforms work, how their algorithms work, and actually testing to understand like what will get what result. It takes experimentation for you to build a social media strategy that actually works. So if you have the type of content where, let's say, you post 3 of the same products in a row, or I see this a lot because it's always been a thing. When I first started my boutique, we, myself included, we did the little 3 products in a row. That's not effective. It's not strategic. There's nothing about it that will enhance the quality of your content. It's not a strategy. Okay. So having a schedule, like I post every weekday at 12 p.m. is not the same as you having a strategy. You having a strategy means you know who you're talking to. You have a goal in mind. You have a timeline in mind that you would like to meet that goal within. And every single piece of content that you created, and all of the messaging, the captions, and the text on the graphics, and all, and on the reels, all of that equates or aligns back to what your strategy actually is and the goals that you're trying to meet. And a big part of this issue is that you likely think that your only job is to post about your products. So often when people tell me I post consistently, what they mean is that they post about their products consistently. You posting about your products consistently, again, does not equate to having a content strategy or marketing strategy. And in all actuality, the point of you being on social media is to be social. It is not for you to sell. So I think that when we sell something for a living, or when, you know, our goal is to sell something, we think that that is our only job. Like our only job is to sell something. But one thing that I've constantly come to, or actually I was just talking about in my stories maybe a couple of days ago, is I realized that we wear so many hats, and we think that our main primary hat that we're supposed to wear is sales, a salesperson. In actuality, we need to be a content strategist. We need to be a social media strategist. We need to be a sales associate, an email marketer, so on and so forth. So when you're putting all of your effort into just posting about your products, you're stepping into that sales associate hat, but likely falling short in all of the other roles that are important in your ability to be able to drive the sales that you desire. Number 3, if you're getting decent website traffic, but the sales aren't adding up. So you're likely driving more traffic, but it isn't quality traffic. Having quality traffic means that you weren't just trying to get traffic just to get traffic in hopes that you would get a sale. Instead, you've set a revenue goal and clarified how much traffic you need to your site to be able to even get close to making your revenue goal, number 1. But secondly, you've created content strategically to attract your actual ideal customers so that when that traffic comes to your store, there's a higher likelihood of them buying. A lot of times we have people going to our sites. Maybe you have your content goes viral often, or maybe you're running ads and you don't really know if the people who you're targeting are your actual ideal customers, but you can definitely see the traffic coming. Just because you see the traffic coming doesn't mean that it's of quality. Your traffic isn't converting into sales because your website isn't working as a sales associate. So kind of like I was just saying, we wear multiple hats. Your website's role in your business is to serve as a sales associate. Its job is to assist people in their buying process. It is what word am I looking for? The point of your website is to not just showcase your products, but to make people believe that they need those products. Your website's job is to give people calls to actions in the right places and at the right time, to get them to actually take action while they're there. So often we have just like a beautiful website that showcases our products, but it really isn't selling your products at the end of the day. Your website is likely lacking calls to action. So do you have a button in your hero image? Do you have banners throughout that homepage that help to guide people in the directions that you want them to go? Are they clear about what it is that's on the other side of them clicking? You have to make sure that you're actually using your website to drive people in the direction you want them to go. And then lastly, you're driving almost all of your traffic to your homepage. This is a big one that I see a lot, especially when I'm looking at my students' analytics. When they send an email or, that big banner image in their emails, the click is going straight to the homepage. In their bio is the link to their homepage. You don't want to send all of your traffic to your homepage. You need to send traffic in the direction that you actually, in fact, want it to go. So if you're promoting new arrivals, you need to be sending the traffic to the new arrivals. If there is a big clearance sale that's happening, you need to be sending traffic directly to the clearance section. If you want people to sign up for your email list, send them to a landing page where they can sign up for your email list instead of sending them to your homepage and making them wait for your pop-up to show up. You have to be strategic about where you're driving the traffic to if you want to increase the likelihood of you getting the sale or getting the result that you want. All right, the 4th one. So you have email subscribers, but they don't open or buy from your emails. So big one for a lot of people, you're sending emails to your entire list. This is a very easy way to wear your subscriber list down, meaning you're sending people things that are relevant to them. Your emails need to be, or your list needs to be segmented. So this means that you are taking your email list and dividing the people up in that list by criteria that they have in common. So for example, all these people have been to my new arrivals page in the last 30 days. All these people who have added a product to their cart in the last 14 days but did not make a purchase. All these people have looked at this one particular dress, so on and so forth. You want to break your entire subscriber list down into smaller groups of people so that you're able to market to them more intentionally. All of your emails look and sound the same. We got to diversify. It just needs to look different. We got to figure out what is actually right. You send all your emails on the same days and at the same times. This is not beneficial to anybody because I don't know about y'all, but I have very specific times of the day where I look at my email inbox. And it's not necessarily that I'm like programmed to do it, but I'm just so busy that I'm not going to see your email at 10 a.m. I'm maybe not going to see your email at 6 p.m., but I might see your email at 10 p.m. I might see your email at 7 a.m., so on and so forth. So we have to stop like making assumptions that the time we chose is right or that it's just okay, because it may not be. It may not be right. It may not be best. We have to give ourselves permission to experiment. You don't have an email marketing strategy, plain and simply. If you going back to social media, if it's just a schedule, I send emails when I have new arrivals. I send emails when I have a sale. I send emails every Friday. That's a schedule. It's not a strategy. And then lastly, your email automations need some work. So there are so many automations that you could have: a welcome series, an abandoned cart series, browse abandonment, a win back series, a thank you series, a price drop series if you use Klaviyo, so on and so forth. That's not even all of them. all of these automated email sequences are designed to get you sales, and they're designed to get you sales at different points of time in the customer's buying process or in their buyer's journey. So one person is new to your list. They need to go through your welcome series. Someone hasn't shopped with you in 30 days. They need to go through your win back series. Someone recently looked at this product or added this product to cart, but they didn't buy it. They need to get a price drop notification, so on and so forth. Your emails could be working for you if you had the proper automation set up to allow them to work for you. Number 5, you only get sales when you launch new arrivals or have a sale. Continuous marketing is probably not your strong suit. Continuous marketing is all about you continuing to market after the new arrivals have happened, after the sale announcement has occurred. I hear so many people who tell me, like, I don't know what to post after I post my new arrivals. And that confuses me, because I'm like, well, you still have inventory, right? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, well, why wouldn't you keep posting about the inventory? What made you think that your Friday through Sunday of talking about your new arrivals or your sale was enough? Why would we not continue to tell people about the products that are left over? Continue to tell them how many are left. Continue to tell them what sizes are left. Continue to show them that product styled a different way, or showcase reviews from people who've already bought that product, so on and so forth. We have to continuously market if we want continuous sales. You likely just don't know how to market. You just don't know. You just know how to make announcements. So if it's always a new arrivals just dropped, or we just ran a sale, or we're running a sale today, that's an announcement. We need strategy. We need process. We need procedure, and how we are letting people know that things are coming. So we're not just dropping things on them randomly. We're saying, hey, this is coming on this day and this time. Sign up for our email list. This sale is starting on Saturday. Join our wait list to be the first to drop the sale, so on and so forth. So it's likely that you don't have a strategy for new arrivals or the sales. They're done randomly and often at the last minute. So your sales are random and unpredictable. And then the last one, your customers rarely ever come back to shop with you. This is a big one. And this is honestly how you start to grow your business and grow it fast. When you can get your customers to start coming back more regularly, and when you can get your customers to start not only coming back, but spending more money than they spent the last time, that is typically when you see growth in your business. So right now, it may feel like you're constantly on a hamster wheel because you're always searching for a new customer. You don't have a customer retention strategy. And honestly, you need one desperately, because it's so much easier to get someone to spend money with you again when they've already done it than it is to get someone to buy from you for the first time. It takes way more work to get a first-time customer than it does to retain a customer. But in order for you to retain the customer, you need a brand strategy. You need a marketing strategy. You need an inventory management strategy, so that you get those people to come back more regularly. And without those things, it's going to be nearly impossible. So not to go too deeply here, but like, one of the big mistakes I see so many people making is stemming from them not having a brand strategy. So them not having that brand strategy means that they don't really have any rhyme or reason for why they sell what they sell. And they leave themselves this freedom to just buy whatever they want to buy whenever they want to buy it. But in all actuality, we need to be clear about the brand strategy so that we can communicate what the brand is to our customers, so that they have a reason to keep coming back. We need to be clear about what our brand strategy is, so we know what type of products people love and want to continue to see from us, so that we can continue to supply those things to them so that they have a reason to come back. You are making your life and your business so much harder than it has to be by continuously starting over fresh, brand new, and thinking like, oh, nobody wants that again. Everybody's tired of that. No, there are people in your audience who want more of what you've already given to them, but you need to figure out what it is that they want more of. So, how are we feeling after that? Did that sum up anybody's life and business at the moment? Did that sum it up pretty nicely? I know that when I was maybe like a year into my business, that was me. All of those things were me. I've been there and I've done that. And I've also like not done the things that I was supposed to do because I did not know what I was supposed to do. I didn't know what I didn't know. You know, that's the point. I didn't know what I didn't know. And in all actuality, I wasn't really seeking the information out. I thought that my bajillion years of working in retail were enough to make my business grow and to succeed. And it was not. I needed strategy. So this is why your business isn't growing. I lacked process. I lacked strategy. And that's likely where a lot of you guys are right now. And I get it because I've been there. And I remember seeing my inventory piling up and, desperately running sales and offering discounts and all this stuff. And even sometimes even the sales and the discounts did not work. Like sometimes it was like, where am I going wrong? I don't understand why this is not working. I see some of you guys saying, yes. Yes, I know. I've been there. I know. Okay, so let's keep going. So I did not introduce myself. Some of you may be new here. I know most of y'all do know me. But if you don't, I'm Jance. I go by Jan Charte. I'm the founder of Brazen Boutique and the Boutique Academy. I have 11 years of corporate retail sales experience, 6 years of e-commerce experience, and I made $1.1 million in 4 years. So if you don't follow me on these other platforms, definitely follow me: Facebook, Twitter, X, YouTube, if you did not know, and Instagram, of course. So I worked in retail for a really long time. And like I said, I really thought that this was going to be a breeze. I thought that I was just going to walk in from day one and it was just going to work, because I had been selling stuff for 11 years consecutively, no break. Like from the moment that I was old enough to work, I was in the mall selling things. And I worked for a bajillion places. I always say my first job ever was Forever 21. And honestly, I think it taught me almost everything I needed to know about sales, because it basically threw me, what I say, like it threw me to the wolves, literally. I encountered every type of customer with every type of issue. I saw amounts of money that I've never, the amount of money that I touched working there was insane. But I ended up getting jobs at companies like Michael Kors and Saks Fifth Avenue and J. Crew and DKNY and so on and so forth. And so I learned a lot about sales strategy. But what I did not learn in any of those jobs was brand strategy. What I did not learn was marketing strategy. And so when I started my business, those were the things I had to actually learn, because I could not make sales without them. And it was a really, really harsh reality for me. So these are the 5 key things that I had to learn. These are the 5 key things that I'm going to teach you guys about today. Number 1 is visibility strategy, making people aware of your business and keeping it in front of them. Number 2 is lead generation strategy, turning interest into purchase and turning it into purchase consideration. Number 3 is lead nurturing strategy, so building relationships and guiding leads to the sale. Number 4 is conversion strategy, using sales tactics to turn carts into sales. And number 5 is retention strategy, giving customers compelling reasons to keep coming back. Okay. So as a product-based business owner, I've made $100,000 11 times. And I love saying it like that, because $1.1 million sounds like, $1 million, right? But the point of this is that you can't make $1 million if you don't figure out how to make 100,000 first, right? You can't make $1 million if you don't master making $1,000 and $10,000 and so on and so forth. So I am not the girl who will tell you like, oh, I consistently make X amount of dollars every single day, or that I have this random goal to make X amount of dollars every day. I don't. I'm not that girl. When people come to me and say like, I want to make consistent sales. And I say, well, what does consistent mean? And they say at least 2 to 3 sales a day. Like they always give me this random off the wall number that really don't have no meaning. They just want some like validation for themselves that they're doing right. But in all actuality, you start a business to make money. Like, let's just be clear. So once I got my head wrapped around that, I would like to make money. I wanted to figure out how to make the most money possible in the least amount of time possible, and also with the least amount of effort. So y'all know I'm very transparent. I still have days to this day where I don't make no money. Okay. But one thing that I do know how to do is have a $10,000 day, how to have a $15,000 day, how to have a 7 days out of a 30-day window of time where I made $5,000 to $10,000 so that I could end the month with the exact amount of money that I want to make. Those are the types of things that I like to teach people how to do. I do not like being concerned with stressing myself to make X amount of dollars every single day. I would like to teach you how to make money fast. Okay. So I hope that sounds good. So as a business owner in general, I've made $100,000 43 times. So as you guys know, I have multiple businesses and I sell a lot of things. I sell clothing. I sell ebooks. I sell physical books. I sell planners. I've sold like sweatshirts, services, courses, YouTube. I get paid from YouTube as well, so on and so forth. Like once I realized, okay, as long as I master these 5 things, I could sell anything. I just started selling anything, and it came back to me for $100,000 43 times. Okay, So again, this is the simplest thing that I can teach you how to do, and I'm really excited to teach you about it. Starting with visibility. And in case you did not know, I have taught plenty of other people how to make consistent six figures in their own businesses. On the left, we have someone who was very close to making $200,000. This was from January 1st to October 30th of that year. She's at 169. And then on the right, we have another student. She hit $500,000 in 19 months, which is insane. It took me way longer than 19 months to hit $500,000. But yeah, I want you to know that this is possible with the 5 things that I'm going to teach y'all today. Okay. And these are my own receipts. As y'all know, I'm big on receipts. I don't like capping. Okay. So these are my receipts from my store. I launched on Shopify on August 9th of 2019, and I crossed $500,000 on September 1st of 2021. So it took me 2 years and 26 days after launching on Shopify to hit $500,000. And then I crossed $1 million in sales on February 10th of 2023. And that was 3 years, 6 months, and 1 day after launching on Shopify. So I wanted to show you that because I know that it's really easy to assume it's going to take a very long time for me to make this money, but I want you to know that it's not. 2 years and 26 days is a very short amount of time. 3 years and 6 months is a very short amount of time. You just have to learn the strategies that actually work to help you to get to these numbers as quickly and as efficiently as possible. So like I said, once I mastered $100,000, I kept doing it over and over again. So creating a strategy to meet your goals starts with visibility. That is strategy number 1. We need a visibility strategy. If you do not know how to get your products and your brand as a whole in front of people consistently, you're not going to be able to get those consistent sales that you desire. So right now, you probably feel like your boutique is invisible. You are posting and doing all the work. You're posting on social media, you're running discounts, you're occasionally attempting to run ads, but it feels like you're getting nowhere. You know your products are good, but you're struggling to get eyes on them consistently. It's frustrating. I know, because I used to feel like a slave to myself. I still say this to this day. I'd be like, I am a slave to myself. That is the craziest thing. And it's very frustrating to feel like you're doing all the things and getting nowhere. So you're likely wondering if the problem is you, if the problem is your products, or if you're simply not cut out to do this. Is this anybody? Give me a 1 in the chat if anybody feels this way. I have felt this way on a multitude of occasions. Even as the business was growing, I was like, I don't know if this is for me. I don't know. I don't know if I can do this or not. It's a lot of work. But then it became not so much work. It was like, okay, we'll make do with what we got. Okay, cool. So there are 3 choices, and 3 choices only when it comes to increasing your visibility. I don't care what nobody tells you about how to do this and how to do that. There are only 3 choices when it comes to increasing visibility and traffic. You can either build the audience that you want, you can borrow the audience that you want, or you can buy the audience that you want. And we're going to talk about each one of these. And just so you know, visibility in my world is kind of synonymous with traffic, because we don't want people to just follow our brand. And I think that's what a lot of people want. They just want people to follow them on social media. They want to see their followers grow because they feel like that gives them some type of credibility. But none of that means anything if you're not getting traffic to your store. So I am a huge advocate for not just growing your following, but making sure that traffic is being generated to your store. So if you want to speed your sales up, you need to speed up your marketing. This looks like running ads, influencers, photo shoots, content creators, but also it could just be posting more. I don't know if this applies to anybody in the room, but I'm going to imagine that most people in the room post once per day. And that is, yes, it is very consistent. I will not negate that. It is very consistent. However, who defined that consistency for you other than you? Likely it was just you. And somebody on the internet, some coach, some Instagram guru probably tell you like posting more than once per day is overkill. You don't need to do that. The thing I want you guys to know is that I'll use myself as an example as a coach. As a coach, 1 time per day may do wonders. Okay. One time per day, I could potentially get, 10 people in my membership, get 1 person to buy my course, and I would be a-okay. I would not complain. When I'm selling $20 pairs of sweatpants and $15 bodysuits and $9 sunglasses, one post per day is likely not going to do it. Reason being is because I'm selling a multitude of things. Let's start there. I don't have just two primary products that are trying to be sold here. I got a bunch. And that doesn't mean that I'm going to post about each and every one of them in a day's time. But what it does mean is that I got some talking to do. I'm going to have to talk a little bit more than I thought that I would. And this may not mean posting on your feed per se multiple times per day, although I do recommend personally, especially if you're not working with influencers or running ads or any of our content creators. But maybe it's just posting on your stories more. I love posting my stories. I'm sure y'all know this. I'm a stories girl through and through. Your stories are a great way to keep people updated on what's in stock, what's left over, what is your item of the day, so on and so forth. Please talk about your products more. You are not going to get on anybody's nerve other than your own. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. You're going to get on your own nerve. I'm so tired of talking about these products. I'm just so tired of, you're the only person tired of it. I guarantee you. And the more that you talk about it, the more interactions people will have with your brand, and the more it kind of sticks that, oh, so-and-so has, whatever dress is on sale, or so-and-so has the perfect matching sets for my upcoming vacation, so on and so forth. The more you talk about it, the more people will remember it. So let's talk about free traffic first, because you don't have to buy it. You can build it for sure. It's just going to take you a little bit more time. This is called organic traffic, okay? So this looks like social media, email marketing, word of mouth, SEO. You're not necessarily paying for it in money, but you will pay for it in time. So this looks like posting more. It looks like talking about your brand more. It looks like you actually being in the field. You know how to say get in the field? You got to get in the field. And this isn't just about you posting alone. It's also about you engaging with people. You taking the time to comment on somebody else's content and tell her how cute her outfit is. Telling her that you love how she styles her pieces, so on and so. Just creating that little like initial interaction can potentially create some visibility for your brand, because maybe they go over to your profile, see something that they like and follow, and go to your website. Email marketing. If you have an existing email list, sending more emails. Get outside of that schedule that you have and send more emails, okay? And especially if you're segmenting your list. If you're segmenting your list, that gives you every opportunity to talk to your email list even more. Word of mouth is pretty self-explanatory. You're basically banking on people who've already shopped with you, or maybe even just your friends and family talking about your brand to other people. I always talk about one of my sisters. She's a teacher, and she often wears outfits from my boutique to work, like my little cardigans and stuff like that. And she always comes home and says, "So Miss So-and-so said, are you going to get more of these cardigans?" So on and so forth. Like, I get so many customers through word of mouth because of my sister. And then SEO is search engine optimization. So you're basically banking on your store being found in search results. But this requires you to actually utilize keywords intentionally. I'll give you a quick little tidbit. If all of your products have names that are like real cutesy, like the Barbara blouse and the Denise jumpsuit, that does nothing for your SEO whatsoever. No one is going to Google and typing in the Denise whatever and the Barbara whatever. They're going to go to Google and type in wide leg denim spaghetti strap jumpsuit. They're going to go and type in like polka dot baby doll dress with I don't know, that's off the shoulders. Like, they're going to go and type in exactly what they're looking for. And so with that in mind, your store, your products, they need to have keywords in them that would allow your products to actually show up in those search results. There's really no way for your products to show up in a search result if there are no keywords that relate to what the person would actually be searching on the page. And then the most underrated traffic tool, in my opinion, is search engine optimization. It's free. There are millions, if not billions, of people on Google every day looking for things. We could all be getting traffic to our stores every day, but you likely will not if you're not actually utilizing keywords intentionally. SEO helps your website rank higher in search results, bringing in free organic traffic. By using the right keywords and optimizing your site, you make it easier for customers to find your products without paying for ads. Every day, billions of people use Google to find things that they want to buy. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I literally go to Google when I'm looking to buy something. Like, I type into Google what I want to buy. People are doing that every day, and you're missing an opportunity to be able to sell to them. And then we have paid traffic. This is all about letting your money work for you to accelerate your marketing. So when people tell me like, I don't understand how she's growing so fast, or like how it's even possible for her to make that amount of money or drive that amount of traffic. She's paying for it. One post per day is not going to do that at all. There has to be either some ads, there has to be some affiliates, or there has to be some influencers in this equation somewhere. There is no way that organically people are receiving, unless they're like Kim Kardashian or Kylie Jenner, receiving hundreds of thousands of visits to their site on a weekly or monthly basis. They are paying for that. Okay. Now, granted, there are the, off the wall times where somebody goes viral, but even the virality is short lived. It's not going to be for forever. So if they want that consistently, they're going to have to pay for it. So if you want to accelerate it, you need things like ads, influencers, affiliates, UGC. You're paying for it. Ads, you're paying to put your products and your brand in front of people. Influencers, same thing. I always say that if you're willing to work with an influencer, you should be willing to pay for ads, and vice versa, because they both have the same amount of risk involved with them. You don't know what you're going to get out of either one of them. In one case, you know that this person has X amount of followers, but same difference. When you run an ad and you put your budget in there, it's going to tell you how many people you're able to reach. Neither one of those instances are going to tell you how many website visits you're going to get. Neither one of those instances is going to tell you how much money you could potentially make. So if you're working with influencers and not running ads, or vice versa, I would recommend that you do it. Affiliates is basically when you are paying other people a percentage of a sale that they generate for you. So I love affiliate marketing because you don't pay for it up front. You pay for it after you've gotten the sale. So for example, you can make any person in your store, or you can invite anybody in your family, your friends, to be an affiliate. For example, my sister, she's an affiliate. So when someone compliments her on a product, she says, oh, yeah, I can send you the link and a coupon code. So when she generates me a sale, I get a notification. She gets a notification, and it says, so-and-so bought whatever for $100. And it tells her you earned X amount of dollars. And then obviously I know how much I earned and how much I owe to Ashley because she generated that sale for me. And then UGC is you paying for content. So a lot of people confuse influencer marketing with UGC. Influencers have influence. They are able to influence people to make buying decisions. They literally do influencing for a living. UGC creators do content creation for a living. They may not have any influence. They may not have an audience. They may not have any like pull to get people to take action, but they are great at creating content, and content that looks organic and good. So influencers typically cost significantly more than UGC because with one, you're paying for the audience. With the other, you're paying for just the content in itself. So I highly recommend, if your content sucks or if you feel like you need help in the content department, hire some UGC creators. Stop running ads with content that you know is not that great. Spend that money on content creators, because imagine if you could just spend the money on a content creator and post the content for free instead of running the ad. You potentially get the same, if not a better result, because now you have better content in your disposal or at your disposal. So your job is to attract and serve your audience. When you focus on serving your target audience, your traffic will grow organically. And this is a big part of why so many people struggle to grow on social media, why they struggle to get consistent engagement, so on and so forth. It's because people don't know what your brand is and who it is for. They have no idea. The numbers we've discussed, or the numbers that we're going to discuss, shall I say, are pretty darn small in relation to the number of people in the world. And there's a huge audience out there that are looking for what you have to offer. Okay. So there are 8+ billion people on this planet, and you only need a small percentage of them to make your business work. But you have to create a business that makes sense. This is all about creating a brand strategy. What is it that you do? Who do you serve? How do you serve them? That is literally the simplified definition of having a brand strategy. If you can answer those 3 questions, who is your brand for? What do you do? And how do you serve them uniquely? How do you serve them? Then you have to start with brand strategy before you could ever expect for you to be able to create or generate consistent sales. Okay. So think of it this way. You're not trying to sell to everyone. You're focusing on the people who are most likely to love your brand and buy from you. When you do that, hitting these traffic goals becomes easier than you think. I think about, like, for example, my following has not grown much in like a year and a half. Like, I lose as many followers as I gain every single day. I'm not pressed. I don't care, because I want to drive traffic to my store. I want people to join my email list. I want people to add things to their cart. I could care less if they follow me. I know that I'm going to run ads. Whether you followed me or unfollowed me doesn't concern me, because I'm going to retarget you anyway with an ad. It doesn't matter. So don't think about all the people out there who are not following you per se. Think about the people that you need to follow you, the people that you desire to actually serve, and build your business around them. Okay. I see a couple questions in the chat. Let me read this one and I'll come to the chat really quick. So things I want you to think about is, do you know the type of people who would love everything about your brand? Have you created a brand that they would consistently love to support? And then are people clear about what your brand is all about and who it serves? These are questions that you can sit with. Answer them for yourself. If the answers are, we got some work to do, okay? Amy asks, how often should we post on the feed and in the story? So there's no number. And I think that's a big problem for a lot of people, because we're looking for a number. We're looking for a number of times that we should do things and when we should do them and things of that nature. Everything that you do should be backed by your goals. So if I tell myself I want to make $1,000 in a day, I'm going to break that $1,000 across my sales, my marketing and sales channels. So it might be 30% from Instagram, 30% from Facebook, 40% from email marketing. So when I look at my sales throughout the day and I see, oh, I'm not meeting my goal, I'm not halfway there, that immediately tells me I need to post again, because I expect for 30% of my sales to come from social media today, and only 15% have come from social media today. I'm not going to sit and wait for my 10 a.m. post to hopefully pick back up again, or for people to hopefully see my stories. I'm instead going to log into social media and post again. So no specific amount of times. It's as many times as it takes, in my opinion. How do you segment your list if you did not start with that from the beginning? So it depends on what platform you use for email marketing. I use Klaviyo, and you literally go to like list and segments, and it will walk you through how to segment your list. How much to spend on ads? Totally up to you. I spend $5 per day starting out, and then I scale it up from there, but I'm not spending $5 total per day. I'm spending $5 per campaign. So I might be spending $5 on, or $5 per campaign, or $5 per audience. So I might have like 10 different audiences that I'm spending $5 a day on. Everybody's budget is different. Neither me telling you how much money to start with or how much money to spend is not going to guarantee you anything, because your results are going to be dependent on the audience that you target and how big of an audience that audience is. Like the audience I chose may be 100,000 people in it. The audience you choose may have 1.2 million people in it. So it really depends. And retargeting ads are basically ads that target people who've already taken action with your business. You can only run retargeting ads from the ads manager, and they're going to be ads that target people who've taken an action, like visiting your website, adding products to your cart, viewing a product, initiating checkout. That you could retarget people who followed you, so on and so forth. All right. So you think potentially that you're struggling with sales, but in all actuality, you may be struggling with visibility. It could be that you don't post enough. It could be that you need better content. You are likely unclear about who your target audience is. You don't really run ads. You turn them off when you don't see the results that you expected. I know this is somebody in this room, because I used to do it too. I used to be like, oh my God, I'm not getting sales. Truthfully, I didn't understand visibility. I didn't understand investing in my visibility, because I thought that every time I ran an ad, I was supposed to get a sale. You likely think that you're supposed to be selling when you're actually supposed to be delivering value. This is a big one. Our job is to deliver value to our target audiences by way of the content that we share, not to just showcase our products, not just to sell a product. And likely your content isn't visually attracting to your target audience. So yes, your content may look good, but the question at hand is, does it look good to your target audience? Does it appeal to what their eye needs to see? I work with so many people who do photo shoots regularly, and they do like, the theme campaigns and all that good stuff, but they don't have any clarity in who their audience is and whether or not the campaign that they chose to run will actually appeal to them, or the photo shoot that they chose to do will actually appeal to them. It takes some work, okay? So imagine if your content became a magnet for new customers, making your boutique or your product-based business the go-to choice in your niche. This is a big one for me. When I finally niched down to just loungewear, I basically became my business became a magnet. And it wasn't because of the loungewear. It was because I was consistently selling loungewear. I found something to consistently do. And therefore, people knew what to expect from my business, and they knew what to come back for. And they also knew to recommend other people there. Like I get tags all the time from people who, like, somebody puts a post and says, like, where can I get some great sweatpants? Where can I get some great loungewear? People tag me all the time. They come to me because I've consistently done something well. Imagine if you woke up to DMs, comments, and tags from people engaging with your brand. It's the coolest, strangest thing that happens all day, every day. Imagine if you could increase your website traffic by 2x or 3x over the next 30 days without feeling overwhelmed. This will come as a result of you having a clear-cut content and marketing strategy. You don't have to feel overwhelmed with posting too much and all of that good stuff. You just need a strategy. Visibility isn't about posting more. It's about posting with intention. It's about understanding the platforms, the algorithms, and your audience so well that they can't help but to notice you. People can't help but to notice Jance's stack of sweatpants. It just happens. People can't help but to notice my little perfectly curated, color coordinated rack of clothes. They can't help it. So inside my program, E-commerce Profit Plan, we focus on creating predictable, repeatable visibility so you can stop throwing spaghetti at the wall and start seeing real growth. I am a big advocate for predictability in your business and repeatable visibility. I want it to come over and over and over again. I don't want you to wake up every day feeling like, now what do I do today? No, ma'am. We already had a plan. It's already in motion. It's running on autopilot. We do not have to worry about it. Okay. So let's move on to phase 2, lead generation. Right now, people are likely clicking on your site, but that's really it. You have traffic, but no one's joining your list or taking the next step. It's like they're window shopping, but never actually coming inside. And you're likely wondering, what am I missing? Or am I even targeting the right people? The lack of results makes you question if email marketing even works. So I would say this is likely the case for people who have mastered visibility or who have some visibility, right? We got some traffic coming, but it ain't really going nowhere, right? I think about the fact that so many people rely so heavily on their website pop-up, and they don't realize that there are so many other ways and so many other tactics that they can use to grow their email list and should use to grow their email list. So one thing, again, just to reiterate, you have to make your brand visible first, and then ask that person or those people to take a valuable action that lets you know that they are interested in buying. So for example, when I'm getting ready to launch new arrivals, I don't just launch them. I don't just drop them. So if I'm dropping new arrivals on Friday, you're not going to hear about it for the first time on Thursday. You're not going to hear about it for the first time on Friday morning because we're dropping them on Friday night. You may hear about those on Monday. You might hear about those on Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. It's definitely going to be in advance. And when I tell you that that's coming, the next thing I'm going to say is click the link in our bio to join our waitlist. Or I'm going to say, comment the word first to join our waitlist and get early access. I'm going to tell you to download our app so that you can shop early. I'm going to tell you to do something so that I know that you're actually interested in shopping. It is really easy for you to assume that people want to shop with you when you're just looking at likes and comments. You know, you got people telling you, this is so cute. And oh my God, I love this color. You think that that means that they want to buy. That don't mean that they want to buy. It means that they wanted to compliment you. They wanted to tell you like, oh, this is cute, girl. Like, you did that. We need to know, do you want to buy it though? And the only way that you're going to be able to know if they want to buy it is to tell them to take an action, like signing up for your list or downloading, getting a coupon code that they can use for the new arrival, so on and so forth. When you say, do this thing for this reason, and they do it, that is literally them communicating to you that they would like to buy from you. So marketing creates a pool of people for you to sell to. That means that you must not only promote your products, but constantly encourage people to join your email list. This is what lead generation is about. You encouraging people to join your list instead of just encouraging them to like, comment, and, share. We need you to join a list so that we know that you actually intend to one day, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but one day you intend to buy something from us. People who subscribe are more likely to buy. Focusing on building an email list of potential buyers through lead magnets like discounts, promotions, free shipping, or exclusive offers. Every person who joins your list is considered a lead that you can nurture into a sale. Lead nurturing is our next step, which we'll talk about in just a moment. But I want you to know that just because someone joins your email list does not mean that they're ready to buy, right? It means that they would like to buy. It does not mean that they're ready to buy. So think about it this way. I don't always have $1,000 in my pocket to spend on blank. I don't always have $100 to spend on blank, but I want it. It doesn't mean that I don't want it. And the mere fact that I joined your email list should let you know that I do in fact want this thing. I do in fact want to potentially buy from you. I just may not be ready just now. The worst thing that you can do is not continue to talk to them, or promote your brand and your products to them. Because someone who joins your email list is a lead, and they are a lead that can potentially be nurtured into a sale. So you likely think that people should be subscribing via your pop-up, but you've been offering the same discount since day one. Is there anybody in the room? Don't be afraid to telling yourself. I'm about to tell you what you should be doing instead. Give me a 1 in the chat if you have had the exact same discount or promotion on that pop-up since the day you put that pop-up up. It's always been 10%. It's always been 15%. I've been on some people's websites where it was 5% off. And I don't know about you, but 5% does not excite me on anything. I don't care what the price point is. I don't want 5%. I'd rather not get a percentage off. Personally speaking, you need to be able, or you need to give yourself permission to change that discount. It is called a lead magnet. And the point of a lead magnet is for you to attract a potential customer. 10% off may not be the right offer for every person. 15% off may not be the right offer for every person. One person may need 20% off. One person may appeal to free shipping. Somebody else may appeal to buy one, get one free. One of my favorite lead magnets I've ever done was a pop-up that only showed on my sweatpants page. So when I was sending a bunch of traffic to my sweatpants page on purpose, so click link in my bio, there's a link to my sweatpants. My ad sending you straight to the sweatpants page. So you can create a pop-up that only shows on a singular page, whether a collection or a product. And I had a lead magnet that was specifically for that page. It said, when you buy 4 pairs of sweatpants, we're going to give you 1 for free. Sign up below to get your coupon code. And I would give them the coupon code in that little confirmation email, and they would come back to my site and add 5 pairs of sweatpants to their cart. And I love that for me. It worked like a charm. But guess what? It only works for someone who is interested in buying 4 pairs of sweatpants. It's not going to work for somebody who's like, girl, I only have enough for 1. Okay. So you have to be willing to experiment with what you offer to get people to sign up and do the things that you want them to do. And a big thing I want you to know about lead magnets is, or people sign up for your email list via a lead magnet, is that the point of the lead magnet is to get the subscriber. It is not to get the sale. So yes, we want to get a sale, but we want to offer things, different things, discounts, early access, free shipping, so on and so forth, because we know that the one lead magnet that we chose may not be right for every single person that comes into contact with it. Okay. Let's see. So your email automations attached to the pop-up aren't converting. So it's one thing to have people who are subscribing to your list. It's another thing for you to actually have them going through a welcome series and them being nurtured to believe that it's worth it for them to shop with you, right? I have encountered so many people, so many brands where I sign up for their email list and I get that coupon code, and then I don't hear from them again for a month or like for weeks. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, this is crazy. You need to nurture them. Nurturing looks like continuously talking to that person. And this can be automated. It's called a welcome series. The whole point of it is for you to guide them to want to make a purchase decision, okay? It's likely that you're missing out on lead generation opportunities on Facebook and on Instagram. So I use ManyChat, which is a automation service that you can use for Facebook and Instagram. For example, some of you guys probably commented 1029 for this webinar today because I posted on my feed yesterday to comment 1029 to register. That's ManyChat. Every message that you got or the message that you got after that was automated through ManyChat. You can set up keywords that will automatically send people to whatever page you want to send them to, or to ask a question. For example, you can ask them, what's your email address? And in the integrations for ManyChat, you can integrate Klaviyo so that when someone puts their email address in, it automatically puts them on the appropriate list and sends them through the appropriate automation in Klaviyo. I love it. Okay. So when you think about it, like, let's think about a piece of content that's going viral. I don't know if this has happened to anybody, but I've seen so many people go viral and they don't make no money. And that really confuses me. I'm like, how did you make not $1? Well, a huge component of that was not having a good call to action. For example, comment the word whatever, and we'll send you a coupon code that you can use on any product today. Like you could go back and edit if you saw that your post was going viral, you could go back and edit the caption and put the call to action in there as long as you set the mini chat automation up. And now we can capture some sales. But so many people miss out on the sales opportunities or the lead generation opportunities because they did not have the proper tactics in place at the end of the day. And then lastly, you're not using any other lead magnets besides a discount. So you could do free shipping, you could do early access to something, you could do a quiz, a lookbook, a guide. Every holiday season, I do a shopping guide for people. Like it tells them what our deals are going to be for Black Friday. And it just gives them like a glimpse of all those products in advance. And I just have them put their email address in so that they can get that download. So what if you knew how to gain hundreds of new subscribers a week? This is something that I really love doing. Like I said, the things that people stress themselves about, I don't stress myself about. I don't stress myself about whether or not people are necessarily subscribing via my pop-up. I don't stress. I look at it, but I don't stress about it. But what I do like to do is have these like sporadic's not the right words. Planned. I have these planned days throughout the year where I know that I would like to gain hundreds of subscribers. So whether that be doing a giveaway, whether that be doing a big launch, typically during the month of October, it's a big push to grow my email list in preparation for November, for the holiday season, for Black Friday and things like that. So there are things that I'm constantly doing and that I know work to grow a list. Okay. What if you knew how to strategically use your email pop-ups rather than relying on the same one for months? Like, for example, did you know that you could even create a pop-up that showed on a specific page? Did you know that you can use a pop-up just to make an announcement? It doesn't even have to collect information. You could use it to say, today only, all of our clearance items are buy two, get one free. And you could put a button there that says shop our clearance section. You could use it just to make an announcement and guide people in the direction that you want. What if you knew how to gain subscribers before people even land on your website? What if you knew, or what if you had a simple lead generation strategy that doesn't feel like another thing on your to-do list, but rather an automatic system that works for you? I don't know if you guys use the pinned functionality on on Instagram. You can pin a post to the top of your feed. You could literally pin a post to the top of your feed and say, subscribe for whatever percentage off today. And you could change that like every month if you want it. Subscribe for 20% off today, because maybe 20% off is the lead magnet you're going to use for this month. And you could pin another one up there that says subscribe for free shipping today only, or this week only, so on and so forth. Like the first thing you see on the page is subscribe to get blank. Like it's an incentive the first moment you land here. And if you automate it, comment the word, blah, 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 you don't have to do anything. You can get subscribers all day, every day in your sleep without ever touching the thing after you've posted it. What if you could double your email list in just a few weeks with subscribers who are genuinely interested in buying from you? Again, this is a big one. We don't just want subscribers. We want people who are interested in buying from us. And so that requires you to create strategies that allow you to know people are ready and willing to buy from you. For example, when you're launching new arrivals, instead of you launching those new arrivals randomly or at the last moment, giving people time to not only get excited about the new arrivals, but to sign up for the list to notify you or to indicate to you that they, in fact, would like to shop with your brand when the new arrivals do drop. Woo! So you need a lead generation and email marketing strategy. I've taught thousands of brand owners how to use email marketing to double and triple their monthly income, just like I did. To date, over $300,000 of my sales, so that $1.1 million, over $300,000 of that has come from email marketing alone. And that's not just me logging in to send an email, like those new arrivals and them sales. No, a big portion of it was automated. My welcome series, my abandoned cart series, my browse abandonment series, my thank you series, my win back series. Them automations be working double time to make sure that my sales are consistently coming in. So inside my program, E-commerce Profit Plan, they have a whole email marketing course, but we have a separate email marketing course specifically for Klaviyo. If anybody's interested in it, let me know and I'll send you the link when we get off of here. Okay. Woo, so lead generation isn't just about getting emails. It's about creating the kind of value that makes potential customers raise their hand and say, I want more of this. In e-commerce profit plan, we don't just teach you how to get leads, we teach you how to attract the right leads who are already primed to buy. Imagine knowing that every lead you capture is one step closer to a sale. When somebody joins my email list before I drop new arrivals, I'm literally like counting the dollars. I'm like, oh, okay, I potentially am going to make at least this many sales. And I'm not necessarily expecting every single person to buy. Like I can just look at my conversion rate and make a guess around how many people are potentially going to buy. But it gives me a really good like space of predictability around how much money I could potentially make instead of me dropping new arrivals and being completely blind to what I could potentially accomplish. Whew. Oh my. Okay. So let's see. Adrian said, I just changed mine to 30% off. Love that. Does every email subscription mean they're a potential customer? It depends on why they subscribe. So I see so many people get like spam on their email list, and I don't know where the spam be coming from. But sometimes people are just being nosy. For example, I coach boutique owners. So I have a lot of boutique owners who sign up for my email list, and they just there to be nosy. So if you're doing a good job or people think you're doing a good job, there's a potential likelihood that somebody is on your list that has no desire to buy from you. They just there being nosy. So again, an easier way, in my opinion, to know whether or not somebody's interested in buying from you is to make sure that the call to action aligns with something in particular, the new arrivals, a sale coming up, things like that, instead of it being like, I'm just relying on my general website pop-up to indicate that this is a potential customer. I would like to link to the email marketing course. Okay, Tanisha, I'll send it to you. I got you. Don't let me forget. And I'll put it in the email with the replay as well. All right. So next is lead nurturing. So if you are growing in leads, then you need to nurture those leads. You need to build a relationship with them. So your email list is growing, but sales are still unpredictable. You're sending emails, you're sharing updates, and maybe even offering discounts, but it feels like you're throwing ideas at the wall, hoping something sticks. You start to wonder, is it my messaging? Is it the frequency? Is it my subject lines? Or is it just that my audience isn't that interested? These are the things I hear all day, every day. People say, I am sending emails and I just don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's my subject lines. I don't know if these people just don't like it. Like, I don't know. So it's hard to keep showing up when you're not seeing a return. I get it. But you need a strategy for this. We can't just be sending emails just to send them. Like, I know I'm supposed to send an email, so let me just send an email. We got to be clear and strategic about what we send, when we send it, and also who we send it to. So every person is not going to get the email about the spaghetti strap dresses. Every person is not going to get the email about the new clearance items. Every person is not going to get the email about the last 2 denim jumpsuits. Only specific people are going to get those emails because I want to make this email as personalized as possible to you. The fact that you looked at this denim jumpsuit is the reason that I am sending this email to you. And I'm going to personalize it and say, hey, Brittany, we noticed that you checked out our whatever denim jumpsuit recently, and we wanted to let you know that there are only 2 left. Hopefully it's your size. If it is, go ahead and grab it because it's not going to restock. Guess what? Brittany's going to be like, I did look at that jumpsuit. Let me go see if my size is there. Okay, great. It's here. Let me check my Afterpay balance. Let me make sure I can afford to buy it because maybe I can't afford the full thing, but I can afford 25% down today. Everybody's not going to relate to the last 2 of the denim jumpsuit. Some people looked at the denim jumpsuit and thought that was hideous. They thought it was ugly. They did not want anything to do with it. But the people who already looked at it, the people who already added it to their cart, they're so much more likely to want to buy that thing because they already showed some interest in it. So there are people in your audience right now who want to buy from you. You just don't talk directly to them enough. So you may be talking to them, meaning you send emails out regularly, but you need to talk directly to them. And this is where segmentation comes into play. You're segmenting people by the actions that they have taken. You're segmenting them by the things that they've added to cart, the things that they've viewed, the things that they left behind, so that they are getting things that are relevant to them. And that increases the likelihood of them coming back and making a purchase. And I think about it this way. I am so much more likely to interact with something that is personalized to me than I am something that is not. Like sometimes I receive an email and I literally ask myself, why am I receiving this? Why did they send this to me? But if I know that I did in fact add the thing to the cart, or I did in fact look at that thing recently, it's highly relevant. And I'm like, oh, girl, thank you so much. Like, it's literally like, it's a service at this point. Thank you so much for reminding me. I did want that. I don't know about y'all, but I be having 17,000 tabs open on my screen all the time. Some of them being shopping related. And I just forget. I forget the things I left behind. I forget the things that I viewed. I forget the things that I meant to go back for. And mentally, I told myself I was going to go back and I don't. I'm so thankful that you reminded me that I looked at that thing. Thank you so much, because I did want to go back. I did want to see if my size was there. I had a quick question about that product. Even inviting people to reply to your emails is nurturing them to the sale. This is one of the big changes that I made in my business in the beginning when my emails weren't performing that well. I put one little line at the bottom of the email that said, reply to this email if you have any questions. I used to get so many people who replied to that email, and a lot of them, the first question they would ask is this a real person? And then I would reply back and I would say, yes, my name is Jance. I'm the owner of Brazen Boutique. Can I answer any questions for you? Or how can I help you today? And they would be like, oh, this is cool. I've never talked to a real person from a brand ever. I've never even gotten an invitation to reply to an email. And now they're asking me questions about the products, and I'm literally assisting them in making a purchase instead of them being left out to figure this thing out on their own or not buy anything at all. So you need to talk more directly to people. It is so important to talk directly to people, not just promote and market to them, okay? So what if you had an actual email marketing strategy rather than a schedule that only involves letting subscribers know about new arrivals plus sales? I know that there's somebody in this room that's feeling like, I don't know what to send an email about. I have no idea what to say. I know, I've been there. What if you knew exactly what to say and when to say it in your emails to get your leads excited to buy from you? What if you could create an automated email sequence that does the heavy lifting for you, warming up leads even while you're asleep? I have had so many days where I woke up and I had already made $1,000 in my sleep. And I was like, wow, that is amazing. I would not have been able to do that without automation. It would have been impossible for me to be able to have done that without automating the marketing in some capacity. So if your desires are to make money consistently, and by consistently, I mean like in your sleep, while you're on vacation, while you're clocked in at work, so on and so forth, you're going to need a marketing strategy that also involves automation pretty heavily. So lead nurturing is more than just sending emails. It's about building relationships that lead to trust and ultimately to consistent sales. Imagine knowing exactly what to say, when to say it, and how to say it in a way that feels natural and authentically you. In E-commerce Profit Plan, we show you how to create nurturing sequences that turn leads into loyal customers, because nurturing isn't just about emails. It's about making your audience feel seen and understood. Okay. Let me answer some of these questions before we go to our fourth stage of this process. Claire says, do you recommend collecting potential sales via email or SMS? Both. I don't allow them to compete against one another. I use both email and SMS. Is it true that you should remove unengaged subscribers after X amount of days and months to optimize open rates of performance? Absolutely, 100%. I try to clean my email list at least every year, but depending on how fast it's growing, that's a big component. Like, there are times when my email list is growing rapidly, which means I'm cleaning it rapidly. So it depends. But you definitely want to clean it, because let's say, for example, you've been sending emails to 1,000 people over and over again. And let's say that 70% of them are actually not opening the emails. Like, if you go and create a segment of every person who's received an email from you in the last, let's say 90 days, and has not opened an email from your brand in the last 90 days, if it says 700 out of the 1,000 that you know that you've been sending emails to in the last 90 days, those 700 likely need to be suppressed. They are driving your open rates down. They're driving your click-through rate down. The larger the number of people that you're sending the emails to that aren't actually clicking or at least opening, the smaller your open rate and your click rate will be. So often we think that the goal is to send the email to more people, but that's not really the goal. The goal is to send the email to the most relevant audience. And the most relevant audience might be 50 people. Like, I have emails that I send all the time that have like 11 people in a segment. And that's because those 11 people are the most likely to buy the thing that I'm about to send an email about. So yes, you definitely want to clean it for sure. Is there an ad agency you recommend? I have no ad agency I can recommend because I've never worked with one. I run all of my ads myself, and I'm very good at it. I'm very good at teaching people how to do it themselves as well. I need to segment people. I send emails to everyone. Yeah, we got a segment. Yes, that's the advantage of having a small business. Yep, exactly. Talking to the people. That is the advantage. You are absolutely correct. You're welcome, Adrian. All right. So just in case you're thinking I'm lying, this is literally 4 days ago inside of my program. So one of our students, if any of you guys are in my broadcast channel on Instagram, you probably saw my post on Friday. I sent a bunch of voice notes and I'm just like, hey, like you should be able to make 5 sales this weekend. Like you can do this. And so one of my students, she took it up on herself to challenge herself to make these sales this weekend. So she said, Jens, basically that I asked them about making these 5 sales. She said, I went in my drafts, posted a reel, added a call to action everywhere that I could. I sent it to everyone with a call to action in the message, then sent to DAMN near everyone on my personal page with the same message. And then I got my mini chat automation together and I got a sale. It was one sale and it was for my higher price bundle. Very excited because I got more than one reply. Going to add some re-engagement things, but I'm excited. So she literally took it up on herself to not just post about her products, but go and talk directly to the people who have expressed interest and buy from her. Imagine if you had 200 people who have subscribed to your list and you've been sending one email to them here and there, and that's really it. And all those emails were completely irrelevant. Imagine what you could potentially get from just talking to them directly. Like she sent DMs to people who had commented on a post, who had used her mini chat automation before and like commented that word and hadn't bought anything. She went and talked to those people and got what she wanted out of the situation. I find that we often think we are owed something because we took a couple actions. We're like, I posted consistently. I don't understand why I'm not getting what everybody else is getting. Well, everybody else who is up here started down here at some point, right? We didn't start at the top. We started at the bottom. And sometimes at the bottom is actually reaching out to people and talking to them and figuring out not only like what they want and whether or not they want to buy from you, but also like learning who they are so that you can better market to them. Y'all know I ask y'all questions on my stories all day, every day. I don't do that for fun. I do that to learn who y'all are and to learn how to create better classes and create better content and, create trainings and things like that. I want to figure out how to better market to you. And the only way that I can do that is to talk to you and ask you questions and allow you to talk back to me. Same for any other business. You need to talk to your customers. Okay. So lead nurturing. If you got through lead nurturing and you're doing a good job, you should be getting conversions. Conversions should not be hard for you. So right now, you're likely getting some traffic, leads, and maybe even some engagement, but the sales just aren't there. It makes no sense because you know that people are interested, but they're not converting. You've tried running discounts, posting reviews, and tweaking your website, but you still feel like you're missing a crucial piece of the puzzle. You're left wondering if it's your products, your pricing, or just that people don't want what you're selling. I don't know about y'all, but I've been here before. So people think that there's some magical formula to make more sales, but truthfully, you make most of your sales from people who are true leads. Sales is easy when you master lead generation and lead nurturing. One of the biggest reasons why some of you guys in this room can't make the sales that you want is because you have not mastered lead generation and lead nurturing. You know that you should post. You maybe know that you should run ads and you do it here and there, but you don't know how to masterfully, is that a word? You have not mastered lead generation and lead nurturing. Literally, those people should be the easiest sales that you should make in all actuality. People ask me all day, every day, how do I get more consistent sales? How do I get more consistent sales? And they expect me to give them like a 5-step process, right? They're like, hey, tell me like the 5 things that I could do today to get another sale. Well, we're at step 4 of our 5 steps here. And there's a whole bunch of steps wrapped up in the 5 primary steps, right? Like email automate, like we have to grow the email list, but then we got to actually like talk to them. We got to segment the list. We got to look at the analytics to understand like, what are people looking at? What are people adding to cart? So on and so forth. Like nobody, if there's anybody in this world who claims that they could just give you like a 5-step process to make X amount of dollars in the next 60 days, no, because there are a lot of things wrapped up in the 5-step process that they're about to give you. I promise you. Okay. I promise you that. So this is from one of my clients. She and I worked together for maybe like 5 months or so. So on the right, on the left, not the right, on the left, she said, Jance, how in the world did we make 7K yesterday? Don't let me find out we're a dynamic duo. As I stated, I am not the girl that's trying to make you incremental money every day. Like we're going to make $500 a day and then just like build our way up to X amount. No, ma'am. We're going to make as much money as we can today. So on this particular day, we made $7,150. That was from 57 orders. And she had 1,710 sessions to her site. So she had 1,700 visits to her website in that day. On the left, I keep saying the wrong side. On the right, same person. She said, Miss Ma'am, you showed out today on these emails, $10,000. From the emails, $10,000. Not social media and not the text messages, just from the emails. We need to figure out how to make you as much money as humanly possible with the least work possible. Okay. Now, wrapped up in that is inventory. Do you have enough of it? Pricing. Is it priced right? Is it going to take us double the amount of inventory to make this money this time? Like, for example, someone may look at me and say, well, we made $10,000 this time, last time. Why did we not make $10,000 this time? Well, we're going to look at how much traffic did you get? We're going to look at the inventory that you sold this time. We're going to look at the pricing. Was it different? Was it the same? We're going to look at where the traffic was coming from. Was it coming from the same place the last time? Did we get more traffic from somewhere else? So on and so forth. There are other factors that need to be taken into consideration. But the most important part is that we have factors to take into consideration, and that we have the inventory to be able to support the amount of money that we would like to make. And that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. We'll talk about it in a moment. Okay. So you think sales happen just from talking about your products, having great content, and having a nice looking website. But consistent sales comes from a consistent sales strategy. And in order to master sales strategy, you have to master brand strategy and marketing strategy. In all actuality, the sales strategy is pretty darn easy when you've mastered the other two. So imagine if you could turn visitors into buyers with a high converting sales page that answers their questions before they even ask. This is a huge component as to why so many people don't sell their products. Your product page is not selling the product. The point of a product page is not just to show a picture and the price and an add to cart button. It is to actually sell the products. So the easiest way that I can explain this to you is to compare online sales to in-person sales. When I worked in a store, someone would come in the door and we had to greet them, right? So let's say they come to your website, they land on whatever page, they see your banner image or your announcement bar, and it tells them like what's going on in the store. When I worked in a store, we would have like a sign in the window or something like that that told them what's going on in the store. Once they were in the store, the first words out of my mouth were, what are you shopping for today? Right? So oftentimes you may land on a website and there is a chat box, and that chat box automatically pops up and says, how can we help you today? Or it says, let us know if you have any questions, or new arrivals just dropped. Check them out. Let us know if we can help, whatever. That is your website working on your behalf as a sales associate. So in a store, when someone has a question about a product, they can come and find a sales associate and ask that question. Or the sales associate can take the initiative to walk up to them and tell them more information about that product. But online, we have to rely on our product pages to give the information that people actually need to make a buying decision, right? That is the point of your product description. So many people have a product description that is literally just bullet points. It's like 52% cotton and 48% polyester, model wearing, size small. That does not sell the product to me. I need you to tell me, how do I wear it? How do I style it? Does it stretch? Should I size up? What could I style with it? What shoes should I wear? What other products do you have on the site that pair well with it? Show me all the angles, the front, the back, the side, so on and so forth. Show me the reviews for the products and what other people have had to say. Everything on that product page needs to answer their questions, which means that you have to think for them, right? You have to think in advance, like, what will someone potentially have a question about in regards to my product? If you're your own model and you try your own products on, I want you to imagine like I'm in a store, and what questions would I have as a customer about this product? What questions would I ask somebody if I was unsure about how to style it, where to wear it, so on and so forth, right? Again, it's a sales associate. Okay. The point of you having a website is to get sales on that website, but it needs to work in your favor. It can't just be like a place where your products are housed. Imagine if you could run a flash sale or a promotion and know exactly how to make it irresistible so it sells out fast. So this kind of goes back to the new arrivals that we were talking about. Instead of it being like we just drop it on them randomly, we plan it out in advance. We know all the products that are going to be in that sale category. We know what the retail value of that inventory is. We've already pre-selected what the marked down price is going to be. So we know what our new retail value is. And we've clarified what our goal is. How much money would we like to make in this circumstance of selling these sale products? We may not sell it all, but how many of these products do we need to sell to make the money that we want to make? Imagine if you could have an offer that's so compelling that your customers say, I need this, and buy without hesitation. My favorite days of my business are when I drop new arrivals and they sell out in minutes. But also that's like the worst day of my life too, because now I'm not going to make no more money for the day because I need to get some more inventory. But those are things that people wish for. Like when you first start your business, you're wishing for that day when you sell out. You're wishing for that day when you have 10 minutes where, everything sells out. Like it's an accomplishment, but you need strategy to be able to do that. That doesn't just happen. Imagine if you could generate $1,000 in sales in just 24 hours using the exact strategies that we cover in my program. And if you've ever taken my $1,000 challenge, which I'm sure some of you guys have, you know that one thing I can teach you how to do is make $1,000 real fast. And then lastly, imagine if you could make your sales more predictable with each promotion yielding better results than the last. Again, predictability is something that I think not enough people strive for. A lot of times predictability comes from inventory strategy as well. So for example, once I found my winning products, meaning products that I knew I was going to constantly keep in stock, I was able to predict on average how much money I should make from those products alone. So that became like a benchmark of how much money I knew for a fact I was going to make. There was once upon a time where I knew for a fact I was going to make at least $15,000 a month from sweatpants alone by themselves. It didn't matter what I had else in my store or if I had anything else. I knew for a fact that I could make $15,000 at a minimum from selling just the sweatpants. And that doesn't come from you just like taking a guess. That comes from you knowing how to read your data and use that data to make a prediction about how much inventory you need at whichever period of time so that you can make the money that you would like to make. So conversions don't happen by accident, and they don't happen randomly typically either. The consistent ones, shall I say, because right now you may feel like your conversions are random, but the consistent ones you want, not random. Okay. It's not just about having a good product. It's about understanding why your ideal customers buy and what makes them say yes without hesitation. E-commerce Profit Plan shows you how to create irresistible offers and optimize your sales funnel so that your conversion becomes a predictable, reliable part of your business. Amy said, what is a marketing system? Is it stories, Q&A, then emails and a post? What is the strategy? It depends. So strategies are built off of goals, not just having a system. So every goal should have its own clear-cut strategy of steps that you're going to take to help you to meet that goal in particular. So like if I wanted more engagement, I would be in my stories. I probably wouldn't be on my feed at all. If I wanted more engagement, I likely would run an ad with the objective of engagement versus sales. So it really depends on what you're striving to accomplish. All right, so let's go to the last step, which is retention. This is a big one because, again, this is how you grow your business. So right now you're working so hard to get new customers, but it feels like you're going in circles. People buy once and then they disappear. It's like they fall off the face of the earth. It's exhausting to constantly chase new sales without seeing growth in repeat purchases. You wonder why you can't seem to build a loyal customer base, even though you know your products are great. It makes you question if you'll ever reach a place where you don't have to hustle so hard. If every day feels like the worst day of your life when it comes to business, it's likely because of the lack of brand and marketing strategy in your business. When you have clear-cut branding and marketing strategy, it's pretty easy. Like, I hate to say it that way, but it is pretty darn easy because a lot of the activity and the actions that you're going to take are going to be repeated. They're going to be things that you do because you know that they work. You're going to be learning from the things that you do, but they're going to be the same things with a minor tweak here and there. That's easy work. But you can't do that. You can't create that for yourself when you're constantly flip-flopping and changing what you do over and over and over again. Okay. So sustainable businesses are ones that get their customers to keep coming back, so that a large percentage of their revenue comes from a small percentage of their customer base. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with the 80-20 rule, but in business, they typically say that 80% of your sales will come from 20% of your customers, and 20% of your sales will come from 80% of your customers. The 80% of the customers that are generating 20% of your sales, those are first-time customers. So you're going to have a lot of them. There's going to be a lot. There typically is going to be way more people who buy from you one time than people who buy from you continuously. But those 20% of customers, that small handful, they're small and mighty, and they should produce about 80% of your sales. When I look at my sales year over year, or if you look at your analytics page, there is a box in Shopify that is your return customer rate. My return customer rate is typically between 50 and 60% at all times, meaning that half, if not more, than the customers that I get are returning. They've been here before, they've spent money before, and they continue to do that. But they only continue to do that because of the things below. So having an inventory strategy that keeps customers coming back for more. This looks like you knowing what your customers actually want more of, instead of you buying a bunch of things that you love and that look great on you and that you want to have for your personal closet. You need to know who your customers are, what their desires are, what their preferences are, and like truly ask them, what would you like to see more of? What would you like to see, new colors of, so on and so forth. That is how you're going to get those people to keep coming back. It also requires you to have balance between new arrivals and sales. Your existing customers often want new products, but they will buy a sale product for a good price, especially if it's something that complements something they've already bought before or is similar to something that they've bought before. And lastly, as I mentioned, it requires you to understand your customer preferences. This looks like talking to people, surveys, quizzes, using that question box on your stories to really get to know them. Every question that you ask your audience does not have to pertain to your product directly. I see so many, this or that. Should we get this color? Should we get that color? Like, I love that you want to know their product preferences, but we need to know like life preferences. We need to know like what's going on in your life. What's going on with your body? What are things that you're tired of wearing, and what are things that you want to wear? What are things that you've been looking for? What are things that you went to the mall to buy, but the price was too high? So on and so forth. We have to dig deeper to really understand who these people are and really like understand their people. Just like you're a person with preferences, your audience consists of people with preferences. They don't want everything. And no matter how much work you do and no matter how hard you think you're working, that photo shoot and all that good stuff, the content, if they don't want what's being featured in the content and in the photo shoot, you are not going to make the money that you desire to make. So the customer is the most important piece of this puzzle. I promise you. So imagine if you could get customers to buy from you again and again without feeling like you're constantly chasing the next sale. Imagine if you could create a loyal customer base that not only buys repeatedly, but also spreads the word about your boutique. Imagine if you could implement a simple system that keeps customers coming back, turning one-time buyers into repeat buyers. And lastly, imagine if you could increase your customer lifetime value by 50% in the next 6 months, creating a more stable and, again, predictable income stream. I don't know about y'all, but I tell my husband all the time, I wouldn't mind having a full-time job. And I know that sounds crazy as an entrepreneur. I tell him all the time, I would not mind having a full-time job, because why not have a full-time salary from this job and have this business that's running on a predictable system, producing revenue consistently? I don't even got to work for real over here. I might as well go make another salary somewhere else, or maybe start another business. I don't know. So you got to think like, why do I have this job where I don't know what y'all do for a living, but like I work so hard over there and I feel undervalued and I'm doing so much to make the bare minimum. And now I'm over here in this business spending all my money and not making none back. And I'm just constantly spinning my wheels. It's like, why? Why? We need to just figure out how to make the money that we want to make as simply as possible. And I know it may sound contradictory, because so many people start a business because, they love fashion or they're passionate about that thing. And I'm all for passion. but I'm also all for profit. And I think that sometimes passion gets in the way of profit. We're so in love with the thing that we can't see how to make money from the thing, or we're stopping ourselves from making money from the thing because we're so passionate about it. I think about the girls who love fashion. They're like, I love fashion. I love fashion. My favorite part of the job is logging into that wholesaler's website and adding things to my cart and getting new. I love that. And I love that you love that. But we need to make sure that what you're adding to the cart aligns with your customers' preferences. We need to make sure that before you push buy, that you've clarified what the price is going to be, and that price is going to make sense for your customers as well as your ideal profit margin. Sometimes we take all this action up front and it makes us have to be on a hamster wheel on the back end because we didn't think it through. We didn't know what we needed to think through from the get-go. So we got to figure it out. Okay. So retention isn't about having a loyalty program or offering discounts to repeat customers. It's about creating an unforgettable customer experience that makes them want to come back for more again and again. In an e-commerce profit plan, you'll learn how to increase customer lifetime value, creating a more stable, predictable income stream. Imagine not having customers, but building a community of loyal fans. I always give this example because sometimes we don't know what is an actual helpful tactic or strategy for getting someone to come back, right? So, or even getting them to buy. So 2 things. So number 1, if you don't have a return policy that allows people to return things, that is a tactic that I guarantee would work for you. Okay. So I know during the pandemic, there were so many people who did, final sale, no returns, X, Y, and Z, or maybe that has always been your policy. But what I need you to know is that it is one of the worst ways to get a sale. There are going to be people who are considering shopping with you for the very first time, and they are not going to shop with you for the first time or ever because they don't want to run the risk of buying from a brand that they don't know anything about and potentially not liking that product, potentially not being able to fit that product, so on and so forth. Retailers, most of them, not all of them, have a return policy, and it may not be that you get your money back. It may be that you get a store credit. It may be that you get to exchange it for something else. But having that return policy in place is a safety net for the customer. It gives them confidence that the purchase decision that they're making is protected. And the only reason that I know this is because when I first started, I did not offer returns. You could not return a single thing. I was like, absolutely not. Everything is final sale because I had a scarcity mindset. I literally used to be so scared that I would make money and then people would return it. And I'm like, I can't afford for people to return it because the money that they spent, I'm going to buy new inventory. I can't even afford to give them their money back if they wanted to. So I avoided it. And I also I was scared that people would return it. But what I realized from a mindset perspective is that, well, if I'm confident in what I offer and the quality of what I offer, there should be nobody that wants to return it. And if I'm confident that I'm not selling anybody that's something that's 2 sizes too small or 2 sizes too big and things like that, like every product that somebody receives from me should be perfect. And if it's not perfect, I should be human enough, have enough humanity and be ethical enough to say, I'm sorry, let me fix that for you. So now I do have a return policy. I allow people to get a store credit if they don't want the product that they want or that they bought, and it's a specific window of time. They have to request that that return within a specific window of time. I started seeing a significant increase in my sales just from having a return policy. And the only reason that I knew that it was the case was because I could see the number of people that were going to my my policies pages where the return policy was, and then making a purchase. Like you can literally see if you use Google Analytics, they have like a customer journey map, and I could see the number of people who went to my return policy and then went and added something to their cart and then purchased. Prior to that, they will go to their return policy, and that will be the last page that they will look at. It was the reason that I was not making sales. Another thing that is helpful in getting people to come back and also recommend your brand to other people is just being human. And I kind of alluded to that, but being human. Some of y'all have likely heard this story before, but I had this customer who reached out to me and said she had bought she bought 2 legging sets for me. She said the first one was great. The second one had 3 holes in the butt area. And literally when I read it, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I laughed because I'm like, how in the world could this lady get 3 holes in the butt? Like I can see 1 hole in the seam, but 3 in like on the cheeks, that makes no sense. Somebody who does not understand customer service and understand customer retention would have likely said, I am so sorry that happened to you. They may have not even responded. Let's start there. But they may have said, I'm so sorry that happened to you. Unfortunately, our return policy is, everything is final sale. And because you wore it, unfortunately, we can't do nothing about that. Guess what? That customer is never coming back. And guess what? That customer is going to go tell other people, like, don't shop there. And guess what? She's going to go see your comments and go to that reviews page and go to Google. And she's going to write all type of bad things about your business. She's going to say, it was the worst customer service I ever had. I got a product that was defective, da, 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 da. As a customer service expert, because I got a lot of experience under my belt, I know the wrath that an angry customer can place upon a business. So in this instance, I responded, regardless of if I believed her or not, and I said, I am so sorry that happened to you. We're here to fix it. We're going to issue a refund for that because I can only imagine how embarrassing that was for you. And also, we're going to ship you another one. I am so sorry again. Have a great day. That lady responded and said, thank you so much. She sent me the longest email about how embarrassed she was because she had them holes in her butt and she was out in public, all this good stuff. And I just responded and said, I am so sorry that happened to you. I know how embarrassing that could have been. Da, 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 da. Here's your money back, and I'm going to ship you another one tomorrow. We shipped that other one the literal next day after she got that order. She came back and shopped, and she spent twice as much money as she did the previous time because she was so taken aback by the quality of the customer service that she received. She wasn't expecting that. And I love when they weren't expecting that. So I'm telling you this because getting people to shop and getting people to come back sometimes aren't the same things. And sometimes they aren't as simple of a thing as you may think that it is. Sometimes you think it's just more new arrivals. I hear this a lot. Sometimes we think it's just more this and more that, but it's often much deeper than that. Okay. It's often you actually like stepping into the customer's shoes and telling yourself, okay, no, this is what a customer would see as acceptable. This is what a customer would want for a brand to do if this were the case, or if they were, considering shopping with them. Let me answer these questions before we go. We're almost done. Any suggestions on a good reviews app for Shopify? I use judge.me for reviews. Tish said, this is me right now working full time and wanting the business to run itself. What is the marketing strategy to make your first sale? So it depends. It depends on what you sell and who you sell it to. So now that we know your goal is to make a first sale, we need to know this is where brand strategy comes into play. So what is the brand? How does the product need to be presented to the person that you intend to attract? So I don't know who your target audience is. I'll just make something up. Let's say that your target audience is moms who have teenagers, like she's a mom of a bunch of teenagers or preteens or whatever. But beyond that, we need to actually know, like, what does she do and how does she live her life and what are her desires and what are her frustrations and what are her pain points, because we want to use that in our marketing. So instead of it being just a bunch of product images, you want to create content that speaks her language and speaks directly to her. So it might be like, tired of your teenage daughter taking your clothes out of your closet without you noticing? How about you buy one for her and one for you instead? Today, only when you buy one legging set, you can get a second one for 50% off. That potentially gets you a sale from a mom who has teenagers. And the messaging attracts that person in particular, because only a mom who has a teenage daughter who takes her clothes out of her closet would relate to that, right? So it depends on what you're selling and also who you're selling to. And that's going to dictate like who you're, how you choose to craft the messaging that you choose to put out there, and also like how you choose to present it to them. What do you sell digital products? What is your return policy for that? So I don't do returns for digital products. I've had people who told me like, I bought this thing and I thought it was something else, but I don't want it. So for example, like if it was a day, it was like a $19 digital product. Okay, girl, sure. Here's your $19 back. I don't want nobody in my reviews talking about, I got a product I didn't buy and I thought that this was that and they didn't give me my app. Here's your $19 back. I've learned that everything that I think is a big deal is not. And I know that sometimes we think like, if I let one person do it, everybody's going to do it. But that's not true, because everybody in the world is not dishonest, and everybody in the world is not a bad person. There are bad people in this world. There are bad people who will try to get over on a small business. There are people who will use your product and return it to you and swear up and down that they received it that way. It happens. It is a part of business. I have learned that, and I accept it as part of being a business owner. All right, let's keep going. So everything that we talked about today is technically just a funnel. I'm sure you guys have seen a funnel before. At the bottom of the funnel is where conversions happen. We are trying so hard to get the thing that's at the bottom, and we have not mastered the things that are at the top. It is significantly harder for you to make consistent sales when you haven't consistently mastered the three things above a conversion. We need to master putting our brand in front of the people that we desire to put it in front of, not just putting it in front of more people. And we have to master driving traffic to our store consistently. Once we get that traffic and or visibility, we need to prioritize growing our email list. Don't prioritize trying to get a sale immediately, because oftentimes the person is not ready to buy right now today. And the more pressured they feel to buy something today, the less likely they are to buy something today. So get them to sign up for your email list, but you have to be willing to use different tactics to get people on your email list, whether that be a discount, free shipping, early access, a ebook, a guide, a quiz, a giveaway, a contest. All of those are things that you can use to get people on your email list and to get them from the top of the funnel to this next stage of the funnel. Once you've gotten people on your email list, they're not going to all go ahead and buy immediately. You're going to have to nurture them. You're going to have to talk to them, whether that be through emails, text marketing, continuous marketing on social media, even retargeting ads, putting your brand back in front of them, putting products back in front of them. I'm sure some of you have been to a website before where like you viewed a product or added a product to the cart, and now there's an ad following you around on the website with that product, like limited stock remaining, or like almost sold out, use code blah 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 to get whatever percentage off. That's a retargeting ad. That's nurturing you. It's building you up to the point of wanting to make a purchase. So if you do the three things above well, the conversion is easy. Now, conversion may require you to give them a last minute coupon code. It may require you to put some urgency there, like for the next 2 hours or the next 20 minutes. Like I've had literal emails that said for the next 10 minutes, you can get whatever percentage off of this product. It might be free shipping. It could be your abandoned cart emails. My abandoned cart emails sequence is 7 emails long. There are some people in the world that give one reminder of the things that people left behind. I give 7, and I would extend it if I had the time to do so. And the only reason that I know 7 is great, but also not enough, is that when I look at the sales generated from the sequence, there are sales that get generated from the 7th email, the 7th reminder. So sometimes just reminding people and following up with them about the things that they've already shown interest in. Sometimes we're just not following up enough. And then lastly is retention. So we get the purchase. The most important thing that we should do is get that person to come back. And I would say you want to try to get them to come back quickly. So this might look like in the thank you email saying like for the next 20 minutes, you can add something else to your cart or get something else. You can buy something else for 20% off or something along those lines. Because 9 times out of 10, they left something behind that they actually wanted. They just took it out of their cart because maybe they didn't like the value of their cart at the time or whatever. So giving them this opportunity to come back and purchase is really helpful. But if they don't come back and make a purchase immediately, that's okay. We just need to keep marketing to them. Not to go too deeply here, but like I have segments of people who've purchased from me a specific number of times. So like people who've shopped with me like 5 or more times, people who've spent a certain amount of money, so on and so forth. I might send like coupons to them that are like spend $100 today, get 20% off, or when you buy 3 of this, you'll get 1 of these for free. So on and so forth. And I'm only sending that to them because I know that they're a purchaser. I know that they are the most likely audience to come back and do the thing that I want them to do. So you need a funnel. That is the big component here. And there's a lot of things that may land into each one of these stages of the funnel. Everybody's visibility strategy is going to be different. Everybody's lead generation strategy is going to be different. Everybody's lead nurturing strategy is going to be different. And everybody's conversion strategy is going to be different. No 2 businesses are going to be exactly the same. There's going to be things like tactics that we all use: a discount, a promotion, a sale, a early access, a giveaway, so on. We're all maybe utilizing the same tactics, but the audience that we're trying to target is different. The products we're selling are different. The pricing is different. Our goals are different. So we can't just say, oh, I'm doing exactly what so-and-so is doing and I should expect the same result, because that is not how business works. Okay. So for the sake of time and also for you to see what is actually possible, I'm setting goals for you here. Okay. So our goal is to teach you, or my goal is to teach you how to make $100,000, right? So this is how I break $100,000 down. Typically in my business, sometimes I replace one of these sales channels out with something else. For example, like my mobile app. But 35% of my sales I try to get from email marketing. So no matter how big my goal is, 35% of it I would like to come from email marketing, 35% or more. 20% from text marketing, 10% from Facebook or Instagram shop or TikTok shop. I don't really leverage TikTok shop much. I be getting sales, but they be coming on their own. I literally don't even use my TikTok. And then 35% from organic marketing. So this is just posting. So email marketing, you want to obviously use because smart brands focus on email marketing to drive a significant portion of the revenue. 20% from text marketing because it's the quickest way to drive traffic to your store. 10% from Facebook and Instagram shop or TikTok shop because there's tons of sales opportunities on social media in today's age. And Facebook and Instagram actually prioritize, I don't know much about TikTok, so I can't tell you, but they prioritize posts that have like tag products in it. I get the bulk of my traffic to my store. I'm sorry, not to my store. I get the bulk of my stories views when I tag a product in my story. So like a day when I don't tag a product, I don't know, I might get like 300 views. On a day where I do tag my products, sometimes I get like 1,500, 3,000 views. But it's because TikTok, I keep saying TikTok, Facebook and Instagram, they allow people to check out on their platform and they take a percentage of your sales. So they want a percentage of that sales. So they're going to encourage more people to buy, and therefore they're going to show your products to more people. And then the 35% from organic marketing, because posting organic content is free. So again, we're not saying we're going to post X amount of times. No, ma'am. We're going to post as many times as we feel like it's going to take to drive the traffic that we need and to get the money that we need. Okay. So do you feel confident that you can generate these? This is what those numbers will come out to. So our goal is to make $100,000. And I don't know what duration of time. I'm at the point in my business where I try to make $100,000 every 3 months, meaning every quarter. But your $100,000, you may say you want to make it in a year. You may say you want to make it in 6 months, so on and so forth. No matter the time period, based off of the percentages I just gave you, this is how that will be broken down. 35,000 from email marketing, 20,000 from text marketing, 10,000 from Facebook and Instagram shop or TikTok shop, and 35,000 from organic marketing. Do you feel confident that you could generate this in whatever duration of time? A year, 2 years, a month, a quarter, 6 months, so on and so forth. Listen, I used to think that it was hard work. I'm not going to tell you it's easy work when you're first starting out, but it ain't as hard as you think that it may be. And the reason that it's not as hard is because a good chunk of this is going to come from the same things over and over again. It's not going to come from you dropping continuous new arrivals with 6 items at a time. That is a big component of why boutique owners and small business owners can't make the money that they want to make, because we're just stuck in this cycle of the same amount of inventory over and over again. I constantly give myself a $500 inventory budget, and I always have 6 of every style or 10 of every style. And I'm just really scared to actually like spend the money that I need to make the money that I want to make. Or we're outright just buying the wrong products altogether. We have to know what products to buy and how to price them, and then create a marketing strategy to actually make the money that we would like to make. So remember, it all starts with visibility and traffic. Do you know how much traffic you need to meet your goals? So somebody tell me what their daily goal is. I imagine that somebody in here has a daily goal. Tell me what your daily sales goal is. Tell me in the chat. I would love to know. And then I'm going to show you how you figure out how much traffic you need, because that is the first component. The visibility is the first component of your ability to be able to meet your goals. So somebody told me, don't lie. I know y'all got a daily goal. Okay. 300. Thank you, Gwen. Perfect. Who else? Who else has a goal? 1,000. Perfect. Perfection. All right. So I love a calculator. Okay. I don't calculate nothing by hand. I'm not writing nothing out. I want to see the numbers in whatever way I need to see them. Okay. So all of my students have access to a calculator that we created that helps them to calculate everything they need to know in order to create strategic marketing plans. So on the left is how many orders they need to make their goal. This one will calculate their potential revenue. And then on the far right, it tells them how much traffic and how many orders they also need to be able to make their goals. So I want to show you what it looks like to make $100,000, but there are two other factors that are going to be taken into consideration when you're trying to make the money that you desire to make. This is the calculator that we created for the Boutique Academy. So you need to know your conversion rate, and you also need to know your average order value. This looks different for every business. And this is why I continuously say nobody can just give you a strategy and say, y'all know the people love to say, if you run this play, I hate those words. When they be like, if you just run this play, you can make $100,000. No, ma'am, because we need to know not just how much money you want to make, but what's your conversion rate and what's your average order value. These numbers are going to come out different for every single person based off of what those numbers look like. So on the far left, with a $100,000 goal and a 2% conversion rate and an average order value of $75, you would need 1,330, rounded up, 1,334 orders. Each of those orders would need to be at least $75 to make $100,000. And this is how much traffic you would need: 66,667 sessions to your store. And only 2% of these sessions is going to convert into an order. That's the point, the big point I want you to know. So many times we're looking at the amount of traffic that we get and we're confused about why we're not making sales and like why it's not producing X amount of dollars and so on and so forth. Well, often we haven't worked the numbers, right? We need to be able to work the numbers to be able to know whether or not our goals are even realistic. So let's say you have a 1% conversion rate and a $49 average order value. I'm using these numbers because before I understood business, I didn't understand average order values and things of that nature, right? My average order value was like 20 some dollars. It was ridiculous. To make $100,000, it would have taken a lot of orders and a lot of sessions, okay? A whole lot. So let's say that your conversion rate is 1% less, so 1%, and your average order value is just $49. You would now need 2,040 orders. Previously, we only needed 1,334. Now we need 2,040. And then sessions, look how many sessions, just a 1% difference. A 1%. The only thing that changed the sessions down here is the conversion rate. So being able to increase your conversion rate by just 1% decreases the amount of sessions that you need. When we're not able to convert our customers, if we go back to sales strategy and conversions and product pages, when your product page is not working as a sales agent, typically your conversion rate is low, which means you need way more traffic than you think that you need to be able to make the money that you would like to make. On the last one, $100,000 still a goal. Let's say your conversion rate is 2.5% and still $75. So we just increased the same conversion rate by 0.5%. Same number of orders needed, 1,334. And then sessions decreased by 13,000. So we need 13,000 less sessions. This number, remember $100,000, yours may be over a year, it may be over a quarter, it may be over 6 months. That's totally up to you to decide. But this just gets divided across that period of time. So if you say, I want to make $100,000 in, let's say 12 months, for example, I'm going to just break my calculator out here. If you were shooting for that in 12 months, what I'm not going to tell you to do is just divide the $100,000 equally across 12 months, because business don't work like that. I don't know if anybody has realized that just yet, but it don't work like that. It's not going to equal out to that $8,333.33 equally every month. You're going to have 1% come from January and 3% from February and 5% from March, and then it might go back down to 4%. It's not going to be equal, okay? But we're going to use this 53,300. We'll round it up to 334 divided by 12 months. That would be 4,444 sessions or 45 sessions to your site every month to be able to potentially make your $100,000, right? So it's so easy to look at the big number and think like this is impossible. Like 53,000 is such a big number, or 200,000, 204,000, such a big number, right? So easy to look at that and assume like this is not going to work. Yes, it will, because if you master visibility and you stop thinking that I just need to know how many times to do the thing. We don't need to know how many times. We just need to look at how many people we're reaching every single time we do that. So if I know that if I post one time, I get a range of, let's say, 1,000 to 2,000 views of my site. Cool. I know that that's what I get from one post. If my goal is to get 10,000 views or reach 10,000 people in a day, and I get on average 2,000 people reached per post, guess what that immediately tells me? Because it's just math. I need to post 4 more times today, because every time I post, I get 2,000 people that this content reaches. I need it to reach 10,000 people. Or if you tell yourself it needs to reach 10,000 people and you don't want to post more, cool. I now know that I either need to post on some more platforms, or I need to send more emails, or I need to run some ads to create the visibility that I want. It's never a case of a specific number. It is a case of how many do you need to be able to meet your goals in particular, okay? So, are any of you realizing that you're going to need help building these strategies? Give me a 1 in the chat if you're like, yes, ma'am, I'm going to need some help. A calculator, for example. We do have this calculator available for sale. I'll put it in the email. When I put the link to the email marketing course in the email, I'll put the link to the calculator. Let me write myself a note because I might not remember the calculator. Calculator and email marketing course. I got y'all. I have to write everything down. Otherwise, I will not remember. My brain is trash. Yes, Nikita, it's all about the numbers. My biggest pet peeve in like the coaching space is the number of people who give out plays and never talk about numbers. No, ma'am. There's no way you can be teaching me how to make money and numbers never comes up in this conversation. If your whole presentation is just like content and how many times to post and when to send an email, and a number never, money and average order values and conversion rates never come up, I can't believe it. It's not credible. I'm so sorry. I can't trust it. I can't trust it. Okay, so do I have your permission to tell you a little bit more about how I can support you as you learn how to improve your business and increase your sales? So most of you guys know about the Boutique Academy. I'm sure some of you are in my membership. Give me a 2 if you're in the membership right now. Give me a 3 if you're in e-commerce profit plan. The Boutique Academy is my other baby. I created Brazen in 2018. I created the Boutique Academy in 2019. So I have been simultaneously running both of these businesses at the same time for literally the last 5 years. And it has been the joy of my life. I will not lie. It's also been the headache of my life. It is very hard running 2 businesses at the same time. But the beauty in it is that I am a business owner, just like the people that I serve. I'm not somebody who is, reading a book and regurgitating something that I read in a book, or watching somebody else's class and then saying I created this strategy. These are things that I am literally doing in real time for my own business. And also, one of the beautiful parts of what I do is that I work with so many amazing business owners who are making 6 and 7 figures a year. Some of them 6 and 7 figures, not 7 figures. I haven't worked with anybody who's making 7 figures in a month, but I have worked with someone who is making 6 figures a month. But it's so amazing because I get to see what's happening in the back ends of their businesses. So I'm just like full of information all the time. It's amazing. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit more about the program. And just so you know, one of my greatest prides is working with regular women. Like, I don't work with influencers and people who come to me with like hundreds of thousands of followers and they're just trying to monetize their audience. I work with women who start from zero. I work with women who don't have a bunch of friends, that are not popular. They just decided to start a business one day and they wanted to learn how to make it work. So one of my greatest joys is being able to say that I taught and helped regular women make irregular amounts of money. Okay. That is one of my favorite things to be able to say. I love being able to say, I helped this woman make $200,000. I helped this woman make $150,000. I helped this woman make $30,000, $10,000. It is my favorite part of my life, honestly, truly. So these are from the previous slide, Deloria. She is the owner of Carbon Tags Boutique. And these are 2 different occurrences where she sent me a message. This was in, I want to say February, March, maybe. So it said, Jance, I set my goal for $100,000 this year. That's typically the goal that most people come to me with. And she said, it's my first year really taking this seriously. I'm already at 44,000 and I'm only 2 months in. So this was February, I would assume, like February, March. She says, which means I only need to do 5.6K a month since the accelerator began in October. I haven't had a month less than 10K, which means if I keep my SHIT together, I'll do well over $100,000, which she did. She ended up with like a little bit over $200,000 that year. But like I said, my desire is not to teach you how to make whatever amount of money every single day. Like, sure, it's cool to say you made $1,000 per day, but it's also really cool to say you had a $10,000 day. It's really cool to say you had a $7,000 day. It's really cool to say you had a $3,000 day. It is so cool to make your full month's salary in a day. Like, no joke. The first time I've never made my full month's salary in a day. I've made my previous full salary for my previous job in a month. In a week. And that was pretty dang cool. So on the right, this was from the $1,000 a day challenge. She said, I had the goal to make $1,000 by noon. I hit it by 11 and I started at 7:30. So it took her 4.5 hours to make this $1,000. And at the very bottom, the thing I want you to take from this screenshot is she says, this was literally from one item. So she had 17 orders. I don't know how many she sold per every order. But like I said, it's not a case of you needing this big, huge variety of products that are going to overwhelm you and also overwhelm your customers. You just need to know what your customers want and give it to them and sell it and make the money that you desire to make. Honestly, truly. So this is the same person, Deloria. This was on February 19th of 2022. She said, this was how my month was going and the plan was 15K. So she said to go to make 15K. And these were her faces, the emojis. She said, then I remember who my coach was and what the accelerator taught me. And I had my highest day ever and turned it all around in 1 week. So she, from February 1st to the 12th, she had made $4,942. Her goal was make $15,000. So from February 13th through the 19th, she made an additional $10,454. So in 7 days. And then by the 19th of the month, she was at her $15,397. She still had like 9 days left of the month to make extra money. So the big thing I want you to take from here is she said, I remember who my coach was and what the accelerator taught me. So I want to teach you how to make money. That is it. Okay. I want to teach you how to make money. That is my goal. So you can master it too inside e-commerce profit plan. I'm going to send you guys a coupon code. You can take $500 off of the course. I'll send it to you in the email. Actually, I'll put the link in here, but I'll put it in the email too. But let me tell you more about it. So typically when people see a program like e-commerce profit plan, they often only focus on the price tag. But what about the cost of inaction? I have been one of those. I'm a procrastinator. Let me just tell y'all the truth. I am such a procrastinator and I know the cost of inaction. Okay. I know what happens when you have to do some last minute stretching and pulling of a situation. It's not fun. Okay. It's not fun. And it's also not fun to get to the end of the year and see all that inventory that piled up and realize all the money that you've spent. You know, when you go to do them taxes and it say, how much money did you spend? And then you got to put in that line, how much money did you make? And them numbers don't add up. It's not fun. Okay. So I want you to ask yourself what the cost of inaction is. What's the real price of continuing to struggle, to not have a system and to keep spinning your wheels? Every day that you delay getting help, you're missing opportunities to grow your business. And that cost is far, far greater. Okay. My mama used to look at me so crazy when I first started my business because I wasn't making no money. And I also didn't have no job. I was out here on a prayer. Okay. On a wing and a prayer. My mom was like, every week sending me job postings. She would email them to me every week. And I would be like, no, Mom, I'm not going back to work. I can't do it. I can't do it. But I need to learn. And I wasn't taking enough action to learn. I was sitting still just praying that tomorrow would be the day that I finally go viral, or that tomorrow would be the day that some influencer found me and posted me and my business just blew up overnight. It did not happen. It did not work. So for a small investment, you can gain the strategy you need to turn your dreams into consistent, profitable action. I'm all about profit. I like profit. I don't like when the girls say Shopify said I made $20,000 and my bank account said I made $200. I don't like that. I want you to make $20,000 and a significant portion of that be profit. Okay. So inside e-commerce profit plan, we teach you how to not only generate sales, but put cash in the bank. We teach our students how to build real brands, not just the fake kind. Okay. These are some of my students. On the left, she made $94,000 from January 1st to March 31st. In the middle, she had her first $10,000 month. And on the right, she had a $27,000 quarter. And I really want to read this one to y'all because this is the power of not just having me, but also having one of our expert coaches, Darlene. She's my favorite person on earth. And we actually have a call with Darlene inside the program tonight. She's an inventory strategist. And I always say Darlene saved my inventory life. Okay. So this person said, Jance, listen, I followed directions all the way. I planned, created content, emailed and text, had enough inventory, studied the SHIT out of my analytics, and listened to what Darlene said. So she didn't just listen to me. She listened to what Darlene said. She said, I have never worked so hard in my life these past 3 weeks. Darlene said $13,000 for the month and in the quarter with $27,000 is done. All organic traffic. She didn't have no ads, no influencers or nothing. She says, I have a little cleanup because I see where I made a few mistakes. Now let me go back through these modules because I'm sure I missed something. But just so you know, you have a student for life. Here are my numbers. I love when people share their numbers, but I even more so love when they say, I'm going back to the modules because I know I missed something and I know I can find the answers to my questions in there. So e-commerce profit plan teaches product-based businesses how to build meaningful brands that produce impactful cash. Impactful cash because I mean, like, you want to feel it, right? Like, I don't want to, when Shopify says I made this money, I want to feel like I made this money. Like, I want to be able to see it in my bank account. It's so different to like, Shopify says I made X amount of dollars. You know, we get to the end of the year, Shopify says you made $27,000 and your bank account is still empty. That doesn't feel very impactful. It feels like you starting over at square one. I don't want nobody to feel like that. I want you to feel like you did your best work and you also got to pay yourself a little bit because of your best work. Okay. Just a few more students. This is Malika. We saw her earlier. She made $500,000 in 19 months. In the middle, Latoya, she was striving for a $10,000 month. She was $1,900 away. The person at the bottom, she set a goal for $4,000. She ended with $5,000, so on and so forth. I got plenty of these, plenty screenshots. Okay. So we teach our students how to set realistic goals and create a strategic plan to achieve them. As you can see, these women are making different amounts of money. I'm not going to set the goal for you. I'm just here to help you create a plan to meet it, whether it's a $1,000 day, whether it is a $1,000 week, whether it's a $10,000 day or a $10,000 month. Neither of those matter to me. Either way, we're going to help you make the money. And honestly, once you master making whatever that initial number is, it becomes so much easier for you to master making double, triple, and quadruple that amount of money. Okay. So this one is from a student who got to a $10,000 month, just 2 months into her business. And then on the right, another student, she said she didn't hit her $30,000 goal, but she got pretty close and she knows why she didn't hit it. And that's what matters most. And that is what matters most to me as well, because we don't always hit our goals. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say like, every month is going to be the best month of your life and you're going to always meet your goals. I still miss my goals sometimes. But the most important part of being a business owner is understanding your own numbers, understanding your analytics, and knowing how to fix it and do it better the next time around. And having a community and a coach and the other coaches that we have inside of our program, that is the power. That is a very powerful thing to have in your pocket because you don't have to be able to do it yourself or know the answer alone. We're there to help you find the answer and make it better the next time around. So I know how to easily and consistently make $100,000, and I'd love to serve as your guide on your own journey. Just to give you a little but overview of the program is divided into 3 levels. Level 1 is about brand building, brand strategy. Number 2 is all about marketing and sales strategy. And level 3 is all about profit and cash flow. So a lot of the things we talked about today, if you don't have a brand strategy and a marketing strategy, we can't master the sales strategy. So there's a lot of modules broken up in there. You get access to the curriculum. We have Q&A calls, marketing calls with myself and our in-house marketing coach, inventory strategy calls, which we have one of those tonight with Darlene, and she has an amazing session tonight. If you struggle with inventory strategy, you need to be there. And also lifetime access. You have lifetime access to the curriculum and the community. So if you want to double or triple your sales, e-commerce profit plan is the program for you. I'll send you all the details. I will also put the link in the chat if anybody is interested in learning more. And lastly, we have our Black Friday classes that are coming up. So we actually are doing 5 weeks of Black Friday planning and training. I actually typically just do a what just happened there? There we go. I typically just do a Black Friday class every year. Some of you guys have likely attended it at some point. But this year I'm doing weekly Black Friday training. So every single week we will be meeting to discuss different topics that will help our students create the most profitable and impactful Black Friday ever. And yeah, I'm really excited to do that. I've never done that before. This is a first for me. So that's that. And these are some of the remarks from last year's Black Friday class. This was just from one class though. So we're doing 5 this time around. And we're also lengthening it, which I'm really excited about. It's going to be longer. So we have way more time to like get it right, get it right and figure out how to make as much money as humanly possible, period. So some of you guys may be in the membership. I mentioned that. I know that you are likely in the membership. You've been there for a while, and you probably are wondering, like, what's the difference? Because in my eyes, they're all the same. Well, I'm here to tell you they are not. Our membership is a great place. I love it. But I always say that the difference is typically months versus minutes. There is no training that is inside of E-commerce Profit Plan that you can find also in the membership. They are totally separate. And E-commerce Profit Plan is curriculum based. It has a clear start and a clear end. And there is no, you bounce around wherever you would like. It's no, man, we need to master it in the order that we need to master it to make sure you're building a real business that can produce real profit. Okay. So just in case you thought I was lying, this is one of my students, Latoya. And on the left, she sent me this message, Jance, in 28 minutes. She made $4,000. This is minutes, 28 minutes. She made $4,000. I don't know about y'all, but before I started the business, I had never made $4,000 in 28 minutes before. She said, this was my highest selling date to record, beat my record by $600. That was at 12:28 p.m. on October 13th. And then on the right, she sent me a message at 9:21 on the same day. And she said, child, I'm at 7K for the day and it's still not over. And this is not the same person I showed y'all a screenshot of earlier today. This is a totally different person. She said, I'm at 7K and the day is still not over. And I told her it was like Black Friday came early. This was in October. She said, yes, I'm so upset because I have 39 pending requests for a camo jumpsuit. That's another $4,500 just sitting there. Leads. Those are leads. She has 39 people waiting to buy a camo jumpsuit. She has $4,500 that's about to come to her as soon as she gets that inventory. But she realized that she could have had a $10,000 day if she had the inventory in stock at that current moment. So again, for those of you who are still on the fence, it's time to have an honest conversation with yourself. You ain't got to tell me the things. Just tell yourself the things. The problem with staying on the fence is that it is uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable to keep spending your money and that money not coming back to you. It is uncomfortable to keep posting content and nobody engaging with you and not getting the traffic. It is uncomfortable to keep running ads and not getting the result that you want, or not even understanding why you're not getting the result that you want. You stay stuck and nothing is going to change. My goal here isn't just to get you to say yes, but to help you make the right decision for yourself. I don't know what the right decision for yourself is. You have to tell yourself that, okay? Is there anything I haven't addressed that's holding you back? You can put it in the chat and I can help you make a decision that's best for you. But remember, staying on the fence just keeps you stuck, and we're here to move forward, okay? Okay. So the reality is we all face one of two pains: the pain of action, because it hurts. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It hurts. It hurts to take action, especially when it's an action you've never taken before and you don't really know whether you're going to get the result that you want or how long it's going to take. I understand. But there's also the pain of regret, the regret of spending money that you know you shouldn't have spent and you really didn't know that you should have spent or didn't know if you were spending in the right place. The regret of hiring the photographer, hiring the videographer, or hiring the website designer and not having a strategy to drive the traffic or to increase the visibility, so on and so. There's going to be a lot of regret attached to that. The pain of action requires you to make an investment, to put in some effort and time, but the pain of regret, the pain of not doing anything, of not reaching your full potential is far, far heavier, I promise you. So today I invite you to choose the lighter path, the path of action, and the path towards consistent sales, growth, and freedom with E-commerce Profit Plan, okay? So I'm going to put the link in the chat, and then again, I mentioned I will send you guys an email. If you have any questions, feel free to reply to the email. We talked about that. Reply to the email if you have any questions. That is literally what my email inbox is for. It ain't for fun. It's for talking. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I am an open book. Okay. My DMs are also very open. You can always contact me there. I spend a lot of time there as well. Let me read some of these comments before we get off of here. 1 second. Oh, thank you, Gwen. You so sweet. Where are you posting once TikTok is banned in January? I don't post on TikTok. I don't use TikTok at all. I only use Instagram and Facebook. I'm not a TikToker. I am not a TikTok girl at all. I'm starting from zero and I've just joined the program. Yes. Is it okay to use Wix for the program? Where are you posting once? I already answered that one. It is okay. I don't recommend Wix personally for online stores. It's just not the most powerful tool. Wix is a great platform. The Boutique Academy's website is built on Wix, actually. But we don't recommend it for product-based businesses. I find that oftentimes people have the most struggle. I don't have a better word here. The people who come into our program with a Wix website often have the greatest struggle in growth in comparison to our students who are on Shopify. And the reason is not because Shopify has some like magical build per se, but it's because everything about their platform is built to help you generate more sales. So when they add new functionality, it's because they want to help you make more sales. When there is a new app that is created or launched, it's because it's for the purpose of making more sales. And also the interface for design is a lot more straightforward. It doesn't leave much room for error. Whereas with Wix, it leaves a lot of room for error. A lot of people choose Wix because of the design capability, and they want their website to look a certain way, but they don't actually understand how to build a website that's optimized for sales. So they end up with a pretty website, but a website that is not in fact generating sales. I want everybody to have a website that generates sales. So that's a big one. Oh, and also if anybody wants to book a call with someone on my team to discuss the program, I will drop a link for that as well. I'll also put it in the email too. If anybody is interested, I'll put in the email. But you can hop on a call with someone on our team and they can answer some questions for you too. Angelic said, I'm glad you said you don't use TikTok. I follow your page and the person you said stays my DM. Oh, girl. No, I do not be on TikTok. I have a TikTok for Brazen and I have a TikTok for my Jan Charté page, but it's literally like my name, Jan Charté, just like on Instagram. But I very, very rarely use it. Like I do not use it very much at all. So, I don't DM nobody. I don't be DMing nobody. So it's definitely not me. Do not engage. Learning so much with all your teachings. Yay. I need to join the Accelerator Boutique Academy. Yeah, come join us, girl. But I don't have no money. We have Afterpay. We have Klarna. We have Affirm. Come join us. Literally, this is my favorite part. Now, this is not me. Let me just say what I'm going to say. One of my favorite parts of doing what I do is stressing so hard to make sure people make their money back. Okay. So with Affirm, I want to say you can join the program for as little as like $87. They have different payment options you could choose from. But I'm like, friend, let's get you in here for $87 so we can make your whole investment back in a day, in a month, in a quarter, whatever, you know? So yeah. I am happy you enjoyed it, Nikisha. Do you recommend ShopPay? Absolutely, 100%. Jessica said, I booked already, scheduled for today. Love it. Love it, love it. All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this class. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing this in the afternoon. I might have to do more of these. I will send the replay to you all. I will send all these links to you guys as well. If you have any questions, feel free to reply to the email. Is there going to be? Yes, there is going to be a replay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right, guys. You are so welcome. Have a good evening. And I hope to see you guys in the program. Come in for the inventory strategy tonight because it's going to be good. All right, guys. See you later. Bye.